and was only suitable for people aged 18 or over, will almost certainly have an adult theme, and might well contain sex or violence, which are quite graphic. It may also contain explicit language, including sexual swear words. Thanks for listening.
But here's what his revelation comes to him. He's kind of got all this stuff like touching, wiping, mourning of the animals.
Not wiping, whipping.
Yeah. Also not touching.
I am dyslexic. I hope I'm not having like a stroke.
Do it live! Fuck it! Do it live!
And then atheists almost always become supporters of eugenics and abortion.
A swine is hungry for nuts. Jesus hates him too.
Satan is real.
Being a Satanist is an open declaration of revolt against counterproductive received wisdom and mindless rogue tradition.
Decapitate her head off.
We're done. You're done.
Obama!
Welcome to the Godless Rebelution. Today is Tuesday, January 20... Nothing. God, why do I do that?
It's January 12th.
January 12th, 2016. This is episode 88. I'm Dan Ellis.
And I'm Ryan.
And we are joined in studio by Mr. Geoff Linville.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Hi.
Happy to have
you. We will be getting to Geoff and his fun stories and stuff in a minute. First, I wanted to say, if you want to contact us, you can do so through Facebook at facebook.com/GodlessRebelution. Send us an email at GodlessRebelution@gmail.com. Twitter our twatter at TGR Podcast. You can call or text us at 330-81-REBEL. That's 330-817-3235. Also, you can find us on Stitcher, iTunes, just about anywhere else you get your podcasts, including our Podbean site at godlessrebelution.podbean.com. Please be sure to rate us, rate the show through your apps or the websites and the things and deals. Tell your friends about the show. It helps us get exposure and also helps others find the show more easily if they are so inclined.
Give us stars.
Are seeking out some atheist perspectives on things and junk and stuff. Wanted to start out with a couple quick corrections. Last week, when we did the Ted Cruz animated video,
that fucking pile of shit.
That was fucking awful.
It was terrible.
I should have just fucking cut it out entirely because it was just terrible. But I think Ryan and I both said that the lightsaber's hilt was not the U.S. Constitution,
But it was the Declaration of Independence is what we had said.
and we were factually incorrect. Thank you very much to X at the Utah Outcasts for sending us a text message to let us know that we were wrong. We learned something, and we're able to correct something. Secondly, Mr. Grant Larimer, otherwise known as the Purple Dragon, you have heard him on a couple episodes of the show, and he sent us a fairly long little bit of information here.
And I gotta say,
Jesus.
I was like 10% correct. I just had a lot of history I was missing.
You hit the dartboard, but you didn't hit the bullseye. So
No.
that's fine.
Yeah. Well, I thought this was all really interesting information, so I want to just read through it real quick. He posted this out on our Facebook page.
Okay, I'll be back tomorrow.
It should be pretty quick.
I'm just kidding.
I'll read it fast. I'll read it super fast. But this was talking about, Ryan had mentioned the Obama phones in the last episode. So Grant's comment says, of the various grossly falsified stories about Obama that are frequently regurgitated, the Obama phone is one that sticks in my craw a bit more than others. As such, I've researched this particular lie in some depth and thought I'd provide some clarification to what you put out in this episode. The Obama phone actually dates back to the Telecommunications Act of 1934. The telecom companies themselves were concerned that a lack of interoperability between networks would hinder adoption of phone services, and the market forces would discourage phone companies from incurring the expense of providing service to hard-to-reach and rural areas. They committed to the principle of universal access to service, and this was codified in the TCA, which also created the FCC as the governing body to administer and ensure access to this new service was available to all. Fast forward to the 80s. The Reagan administration further expanded the concept of universal access by creating the Lifeline program, which provided a subsidy to low-income households for phone service, not only for work, but more importantly to contact emergency services when needed. This program was expanded and codified under the 96 TCA to include low-income households, rural medical providers, schools, and libraries. The 96 TCA also created the Universal Service Fund, which was used to fund this program. This fund is not funded by taxes. It's funded by the telecoms themselves and is managed by the Independent Universal Service Administration Company. Telecoms may, at their discretion, pass on a USF fee to customers, which is one of those mysterious fees on your phone bill.
I wonder what that
where it
one
always
was.
says miscellaneous fees or government fees. Or whatever. I should note that all of this occurred with little resistance from any telecom company and is in line with the universal access paradigm created by the telecoms themselves in the 30s. Under the Bush administration, the program was further expanded to fund wireless service for the poor, rural medicine, schools, and libraries. However, again, this had little to do with Bush himself. This was a desire of the phone companies. Since the creation of the USAC under the 96 TCA, the president has little direct influence over the Lifeline program. While the FCC generally oversees things, primary administration is done by the USAC and the telecoms themselves. Disbursements under this program did expand under the Obama administration, leading to the Obama phone story, but this was quite obviously a result of the poor economic conditions resulting from the Bush administration. Thanks, GW. Mm-hmm. In addition, the telecoms themselves are one of the biggest pushers of the Lifeline program, given that they are funding the USF to begin with, so every new Lifeline participant allows them to recoup some of those U.S. funds, guaranteed monthly for a relatively small investment in giving out a free, unpopular cell phone that they have on the shelf collecting dust anyway. Not to mention the possibility of a new paying customer once the Lifeline member is no longer at poverty-level income. So, as mentioned, Obama has little direct impact on the Lifeline program, and the whole thing is a legacy of the Woodrow Wilson and Roosevelt administrations and the objectives of the telecom industry to ensure universal access to phone service.
Yeah, so
how interesting.
So I learned quite a bit there.
Obama just doesn't give away phones for free.
No.
Just what everybody likes to say, like, oh, Obama just gives people phones.
Obama's giving people telephones and refrigerators.
So now technically, can we just say it's the Roosevelt cell phone?
Or, yeah.
Huh? The Roosevelt ear thingy, because he didn't know what a cell phone was. He'd be like, what is that device you're talking in?
Yeah.
Talking into a piece of metal there, son?
You guys are just pulling my leg.
As if giving poor people things is bad anyway. But
yeah. No, I mean it's to guarantee that those people have access to services that they need. I think that's a noble pursuit. That's a good thing.
It's not like the pager program. Did it mention the pager program? I kind of went out for a little bit.
I think the pager program is part of this.
Yeah. So they could get jobs to call.
Yeah. That's what I heard. Like from the way I remember hearing the thing originally about it was when Bush was in office, or I can't remember if it was Bush or Clinton, that started giving them pagers. Like, well, more people are, on the go. So here's a pager, in case
they're mobile. They may be homeless.
Well, the big reason why I heard behind it is like, hey, if you're low income, you're trying to get a job, and they call you, but you have no phone.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard for them to call you back.
How does that work? Yeah.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
So get them a phone so they can try to get employed.
So it's a good deal. Thank you very much for letting us know about that, Grant, and for typing that all out. That was awesome. We were wrong, and it was good that somebody let us know that we were wrong, so we could learn something.
It's like you're married to everyone.
Yep.
Sorry, hon.
Oh boy. No, I'm not going to say anything.
Oh, so I'm the only one going to get in trouble on that one.
Yeah, my wife doesn't listen, doesn't care. So, yeah.
And I'm not married, so I don't really have that worry. I'm like, it doesn't apply to me.
You don't even have pets to worry about.
No, I got literally only myself to worry about, and I forget about that sometimes. Like, oh, shit, he needs to eat today.
Right. It's time for whiskey.
Oh, no, not another whiskey picture.
So tonight we are joined in studio by Mr. Geoff Linville. So in communicating with you, Geoff is a member of the Atheists of Utah, lives here locally. You haven't always been an atheist.
No, I have not.
How long have you been an out atheist? Well, first, how long have you been a non-believer?
I'd like to be able to say, when I was 11 years old, I just knew, but I didn't. That's not the truth for me.
Yeah.
How long have I been a non-believer? Very slowly over many years.
Yeah.
I can't. There's specific instances that we'll talk about that helped, but It was a long process, like growing a long red beard.
Yeah, like like you can't point to any one thing and go right there, right that moment, right there was it. That was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Not at a catalyst. No,
that was my aha moment. And I hear that from most people, right? It's not a I woke up a believer, and by the time I went to bed, I was like, no, not anymore. I've heard that actually maybe 2 or 3 times.
You know, my aha moment was really accepting what the vocabulary of the word atheist was. That was really my aha moment. Aha, that's what I am.
That's me. Yeah, I had one of those moments.
And that's really it. Yeah. Lots of instances on the way.
Yeah. So you grew up...
I grew up in Utah County.
Ooh.
Yep.
The heart of Mormondom.
Yep. I was born in California, in Ojai County. Or in Ojai, in Ventura County.
Ohio. Not Ohio, just Ohio.
But
cut it off.
We moved here. My parents and my brother and I moved here late 70s, and we've been here ever since. Everywhere from Springville all the way up to Pleasant Grove, the whole span of Utah County. But Utah County, the entire time.
Wow.
And then eventually I ended up with 2 more siblings, 2 more sisters. But we've lived in Utah County, been a part of Utah County, and my dad came from Southern Baptist, and my mom came from still strict LDS.
So, did your dad convert to Mormonism?
Yes. Yes, he has the paper.
Was he lured by a woman into Mormonism?
A beautiful, wonderful, young, leggy woman.
Vivacious.
There you go. With
Mormon
yes.
vixen. Yeah.
Jeff's hot-ass mom.
No, I'm not saying I have an edible complex or anything, but my mom is smoking hot.
Hey, we really like the Bible, huh?
So your dad was Baptist.
Yeah.
Southern Baptist, did you say?
Not necessarily. My dad's side is from Georgia.
Ah.
And
so snake wrangling.
That's
Baptist.
an interesting country.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
the Pentecostals,
isn't it though?
really.
I just figure all them try to get bit by rattlesnakes down there.
Yeah, that's Appalachia, actually.
Yeah,
that's like
crazy.
Kentucky.
Is that another
Tennessee.
Phallic reference, or is that a?
Oh no, the guys.
No.
Yeah, like really.
The shakers and lurchers of all the snakes. But they were Baptist, and moved to California and met in high school. They're high school sweethearts. And been married ever since, regardless of how many times they've been told, you can't, that's not a good Mormon boy.
Yeah.
No. But they've been together ever since.
Awesome.
So, since, I don't know, 75.
A good 40 years.
Yeah, something around there.
Yeah, wow. So, you were raised LDS?
Yes. My mom, was raised LDS in California, and obviously when we moved out here, it continued. And since we are in the Mecca of the Celestial Kingdom, the Stairway to Heaven is actually in Provo. That's where it continued. Grew up that way. You know, you go to church, you stay in your church clothes. The good thing about my parents, however, was in principle only they were strict LDS. Not necessarily in practice. So they'd go through we just had conference and now we need to step it up for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
We're trying so hard.
And you have to give them credit for trying to build what they thought was right. Then fast forward a little bit, it's just kind of typical. Nothing special, nothing good, nothing bad happened. It was Utah County.
Yeah.
I mean, you never had to worry about, and I turned 11 and I knew everything was bullshit. It just, like I said, it didn't happen because all my friends, all my family.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's Utah County.
The mailman
it's the Mormon bubble. Everybody is LDS.
And it was crazy. Now, I was never fully convinced, maybe is the word. I mean, obviously, I went through all of the ordinations and all of the baptisms and all of the specialness.
The temple ordinances or whatever the being.
That happens in a couple of years.
Oh.
But, went through all the motions and I ended up being
You're baptized. You were a
Yes.
deacon.
Yes.
You're handing out
everything.
You're collecting fast offerings.
Every
You're
Sunday. And the scouting program was huge.
passing out the sacrament, blessing
all that
the
stuff.
sacrament. Yeah.
All that stuff. And then, just very, very typical. Very, very typical. Went all through the school.
Seminary.
Yeah. Thank you.
I don't know why the borderline illegal.
The one that rhymes with semen.
Yeah, exactly. Seminary.
Yeah. Same root word, I think. I don't know. Grant will let us know.
Rhyme.
Same outcome. But did everything I was supposed to on paper, and I felt like just kind of floating as a person, even at a young age. I knew I was doing what I should.
It has a whole different meaning these days.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially in Utah County. But, just everything I was supposed to. You could bring up a checklist, and you could check every single one of the things off that I should have been doing, I was doing, and I did it wholeheartedly.
The perfect Mormon child.
Yes.
Scouts.
Everything.
Yeah.
Now, it's kind of funny. I didn't get my Eagle Scout.
Oh.
I didn't. I was short 3 merit badges, all 3 citizenships, which is funny for anyone that knows me because I'm fairly big into politics and community action and that kind of stuff. So it's kind of I don't know. Yeah. It's ironic that those are the 3 that kept me from being an Eagle Scout. My exaltation is now down 1 notch. So So fast forward a little bit. My older brother was never. He was very outdoorsy, very not very rebellious, but he's an asshole. I mean, he won't mind I say that either because he wears the badge proudly.
I think most older brothers are assholes.
Yeah.
That's their job, right?
He was very independent, I'll do things my way, and never into the church, ever. And my parents were smart in not letting him because he can be very argumentative. And I think all of us can. It runs in the family. But so after high school, it came time for me to choose a mission. I had been prepped to go on a mission, but my parents, and not knowing why they thought this, it was never really a, you are going to do this. It was always a, yes, we would like to see this happen, but if you don't, obviously there's other things you can do, and life is life. So that was good when that time came around. I decided to get married. I decided my mission at 18 years old was to be married and not serve a mission. Mm-hmm. Now, that didn't last very long.
A marriage at 18 that didn't last very long. The hell you say?
Here's where I started having a lot of issues. I didn't serve a mission. Her family was extremely LDS. Mm-hmm. I mean, top of the seminary food chain. I mean, anything that you could possibly think of, that was her family.
Yeah, all the gross stuff.
Yes, and very, very, not flashy, not showy, but just typical, high neckline Mormons. I received a letter about a week or 2 before my wedding, saying that our marriage is not ordained of God, and our children will not be worthy. And
you're corrupting our precious little angel.
Correct.
By not taking her through the temple.
Now,
what a way to get the marriage off on the right foot.
Correct.
Hi, new son-in-law. We just want to let you know that you're a piece of shit who's ruining our daughter.
Correct.
Yeah.
And
your kids will be pieces of shit also.
Yes. And at the time, I wasn't quite as an extrovert as I am now. So I took these things really deep.
Yeah, sure.
And it hurt. It hurt a lot.
Those are extremely personal things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and especially at the tender age of 18. I mean, you think you know everything when you're 18.
Oh, right? Boy, when I was 18, I wish I had a picture of me right here. You would think I was 14 or 15. Late bloomer. The whole thing. But, so I didn't, that was an anonymous letter. I still to this day don't know who it was. I think it was her mother.
Oh, well, it was anonymous?
Wow. It was anonymous.
How perfectly fucking Mormon. How perfectly
it was anonymous.
Passive-aggressively Mormon is that?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that was kind of the beginning of the end.
What was her name?
Her name was Shannon.
Her mother's name, I mean.
Her name was Lorraine.
Lorraine, you're a cunt.
Now, I don't. So that lasted just slightly over a year. Just slightly over a year. That marriage, it was in the middle of her family. And what I mean by that is her entire extended family owned a city block where they all lived. And we lived in Grandma's old house. So it was really nice saying, hey, we got a house to live in.
Sure.
But on the compound,
there were there were ramifications that were a little little deeper than that.
Did you have separate bedrooms? Or
you'd think
they come over to tie you to the bed at night, be like, now don't untie these knots and go into her room.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, no kidding. Huh?
Or masturbate, the worst thing you could ever do.
Yeah. No, say that. But another problem was I wasn't a ladies' man in the least. Big dork, comic book dork, movie dork, every possible dorky thing that you could. I mean, even listening to Peebo Bryson kind of dork. That's how bad I was. Lionel Richie was like,
I listen to jazz music.
Exactly. I listen to jazz music and read comic books. Can I date your daughter? So I forgot where my story's going. Oh,
yeah, you were on the compound with Lorraine
on the compound. She didn't live there. She lived elsewhere.
With Marty.
I was married a virgin. Nothing. I hardly had any girlfriends.
Was that a big part of why you got married?
Yes, I can honestly say that was a major.
After I get married, I can put it in her.
Yes. Yeah. And it's kind of ridiculous saying that out loud. I mean, I wear everything on my sleeve, and that's the way it goes. But my mentality
at the
time, that's what you did.
Yeah,
that's what you
I
did.
think that's a big question for people outside of churches that require marriage before sex. That question's always looming. Like, do you think that forces early marriages or premature marriages because
that won't work
because of the drive of particularly men, but I mean both. Really, I mean it's just such an unhealthy practice.
Yes, yeah, and rewind. When I was younger, I had those bishops' interviews of, do you touch yourself? And do you...
Yeah.
So that all started, and it was very disturbing for someone that was already really down on themselves, someone who is a late bloomer, someone who socially is retarded, and really wanting these things that to be able to bring myself to the next level, because physically, emotionally, and sexually, I couldn't do that. But even an ecclesiastical level, I could achieve all of it, and that was my compensation. I should be a good boy because being a bad boy is not an option.
Yeah, right.
So I can't be a bad boy, so I'm going to be the best good boy I can be.
Exactly. So. That my first ex-wife, Shannon. There's really nothing bad to say about her or to her. I mean, I apologize some of the way the things ended. I feel guilty about some of those things. Nothing terribly bad. Just I wish I could have been more honest and upfront with my problems instead of being the typical passive aggressive. And trying to, hey, well, guess what's wrong with me? Oh, that was it. Now I'm mad.
Yeah. That's also the big problem of marrying young without having those life experiences beforehand.
Well, and that's also the problem of growing up in the neighborhoods of Utah County. The passive aggression is the primary way to communicate.
Well, it's like they don't really teach good communication skills. They teach good stifling skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, and our family's good at it.
And it still goes on with the fucking the Quorum of the 12 and the presidency all the way at the top. It's all constantly passive aggressive bullshit.
Yeah, it's removed guilt. It's I don't have to feel bad if I make you feel bad about it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But that lasted about a year and a half. We were married in the temple, and my
which one?
Timpanogos. This was 97 maybe.
So brand new. It was brand new.
Yeah, it was a brand new temple. Gorgeous, expensive building.
Yeah, it's very nice inside.
But I don't know how many people in my family know this particular small story, but on the way to the temple that morning, my dad pulled the car over and said, "You don't want this." I'm reading words into this.
Yeah.
He may have said something like,
"You sure?
What the hell are you doing?" But you don't want this. We know you don't want this, or I know you don't want this. We can drive away, and I will take care of everyone.
Oh, damn.
Wow. Dad's ready to take one for the team.
Hindsight 2020.
Oh, man.
Should have listened to my dad.
Yeah.
Now, if y'all said, "I'll take you to a brothel so you can still have the sex."
Boy, I'd have been...
But this was your second wife we're talking about.
This is my first one still.
Oh, okay.
This is when I was 18-ish.
Okay.
So
you did end up going through
We
the temple.
did end up going through the temple. There was some controversy. There was many, many, many people in the sealing room. So many that there wasn't enough room for my own family.
Wow.
So that ended about a year, a little over a year. Then at that time, I met my second wife, which this could be a long story, but I'm not going to make it a long story. We were married for almost 10 years.
Okay.
We had 3 kids, my best friends in the whole world. But we met. She was married. I was married to my first wife. And it seems as though our marriages were dissolving at the same time. Maybe it was out of convenience. Maybe it was, hey, she's having problems and I'm having problems, and we just fed off of that.
Yeah.
There's also an awful lot of marriages having problems in Utah County.
Yes. Yeah. Look at all the stars above the garages. That's your key swappers. Do you guys know that?
No. What are you talking about?
Yeah. If you go in Utah County and you see stars, the tin stars.
Yeah.
Those are swingers.
I don't think that's.
I just thought they were.
It's not always true.
Yeah.
But that is an indication.
Really?
Yeah.
Well.
From an Orem police officer. That's where I got that one.
Huh. Which one?
It was actually his wife that told him.
Oh, okay.
So she's a dispatcher.
So I should go to random houses down there, just knock on the door and say, "Hey, is the key party?
Is this key party?
Where's the bowl? I'm ready."
Is Gozer the Gozerian? Gatekeeper, keymaster.
Brought my Velcro breakaway pants, and I'm ready to party.
Hi, I'm the keymaster. You're the gatekeeper. Lewis. Anyway, my second wife, we did not go through the temple. We didn't start out. I mean, she was LDS, her family's LDS, so was I. And she had a daughter from a previous marriage. Getting into that relationship was crazy. There was a crazy ex-husband of hers, which I say that only because that's what I thought at the time. Now we're good friends.
Mm-hmm. The things that you learn when you get both sides of the story.
Yes. At the time, man, he was a murderous, crazy, wife-beating madman. It didn't take long to figure out that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
Just because your wife is a crazy coon, kind of brings out some bad stuff in you. But so we moved down to Payson, and we lived the typical life. Now,
Payson.
Yeah, that's where we could afford a house.
Well, yeah.
So we, my whole history of work at this particular time was video stores. And I worked at Media Play and Blockbuster and Hollywood, all those things. Movie buffs. And so we lived down there in Payson, doing the typical LDS, typical family, typical everything, going to church, doing everything we need to. It came a time about 7 years into our marriage, we decided, now obviously I'm skipping quite a bit.
Yeah.
We decided that we wanted to try to get sealed to each other. It was a bit of a process. So we went into the bishop at the time.
Well, you were both previously married in the temple to your first.
Correct.
Right. So I've wondered about that. I know that women, in order to be married in the temple a second time, have to have their original marriage annulled. Do men don't, right?
Men don't.
No, men
In fact,
because they can call multiple wives up to them.
Oh yeah.
In the afterlife.
My first wife, in fact. Oh, I forgot something on that.
Which is why when the official church position is to stand against polygamy, it's such fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Because they all know that in the temple, polygamy is still practiced on a spiritual level.
Well, and even speaking to that, I mean, God's law is above all other law.
Of course, yeah.
And if God is saying that you can be a polygamist, that trumps any kind of, temporal law.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So for them to say, no, we don't, whatever.
Yeah, they do. They totally do.
Whatever.
They totally do.
Anyhow, my first wife, I did get one of those letters that you speak of, and no problem. We're not married anymore. What do I care?
Mm-hmm.
Sign that off. The interesting thing about my first wife, after we got divorced, she went and served a full-time mission.
Wow.
Good for her.
Yeah.
It's great. I hope she had a lot of fun. And I haven't seen her for so many years. Who knows? I'd say hi, how's it going? And,
Sorry about all the bullshit.
Yeah. Should have been a little more upfront of how much I didn't really like being married. So, anyhow, we went in and to talk to the bishop and say, we want to get sealed. This is my second wife. We want to get sealed. We want to go through the process for eternal salvation so our children can live when the robes and the whatever bullshit it was. And we ended up getting disfellowshipped.
What?
For having premarital sex. Even though we, at the time, were married, I think, 5-6 years.
And you got disfellowshipped?
We got disfellowshipped.
After being married for 5 or 6 years.
Because of premarital sex.
Wow.
So.
And that's, there are no hard and fast rules there. That's all up to the bishop to decide.
Now, that was in Spanish, that particular one was in Spanish Fork, and it was an old-timey farmer bishop.
Uh-huh.
And just, this is the way things are gonna go kind of guy. You listen to me, this is my street, but that kind of guy. But, yeah.
Petty authority.
It is. Just look down his nose at everyone who wasn't wearing overalls. And it was insane. So, we were released. We were disfellowshipped, and it was about a year, give or take a little bit. But the most important part of that is we had to pay to get our way back in. We had to make sure we were full tithe payers. We had to make sure all that stuff to get back in. And as soon as, are you a penitent man? Well, yeah, whatever. And
sure.
I can't repeat that sin. But, so we got the okay to come back.
Mm.
And, I'm trying to think of how much time is in between this, but that's unimportant. We ended up getting some callings, and I started going to college for computer science. I started breaking out of my shell. I started becoming a lot more extroverted. And then the church started noticing, hey, he likes being in front of people, and we should make him a teacher. So it started out with, I think it was the teacher's quorum. It was great. It was a lot of fun. Loved the kids. Loved the stuff I was doing. The lessons I was teaching really didn't mean much to me. I mean, it was written down. I knew what to say. I knew how to teach it. I knew how to tell them how to feel.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel anything doing it, other than I really like doing it. That curtailed into becoming a elders quorum teacher.
So, had you thought a whole lot about the lessons? I mean, something I've noticed about a lot of people who were formerly religious and aren't anymore is that, they're just going through the motions a lot of the time, right? Like you said, you knew what you were supposed to say and to tell the kids how they were supposed to feel about it, but it was just, it sounds like you didn't really examine at the time what you were teaching.
Correct.
And it didn't really matter because you were having fun, the kids were having fun, whatever, but it wasn't something that you really
being critical of her.
There wasn't a whole lot of critical thinking about it or a lot of introspection about what you're doing or what you're teaching. It's the standard. It's the thing you do.
There was no need to be critical. That need didn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
That was what you did, and it's laid out for you. So why should I question that? Because the very first commandment is, know the gods before me. You're taught at a very young. Look at Adam and Eve. The whole entire story is don't be curious and don't ask questions.
Right.
Yeah.
The entire thing. So from the very young ages, you don't ask questions. That's just the way it goes. And I was okay with that because I didn't like making waves. But I started making waves when I started to teach, when I got an education, and I started branching out into other things other than religion and my tiny little family.
Them damn liberal colleges.
Oh, that comes too. It wasn't a liberal college, really. It was a Utah County private college.
I'm just used to everybody saying that.
But yeah, that's the way it goes. Those damn liberal, good-looking women. That's my third wife. So I ended up being fairly successful as an elders quorum teacher. A lot of people were showing up. A lot of people were interested because not knowing this, and it fits the narrative now that I'm an atheist, or that I call myself an atheist. It fits the narrative that I usually took the lessons and applied it in a real life situation, and backed off on the religious aspect, and said, men, this is our daily lives. This is where we have problems. A lot of them ended up, a lot of the lessons ended up with tears, a lot of hugging, and a lot of real deep conversations where, man, I didn't know a group of guys could sit in a room and talk like this openly. So it all came to head when I brought a beer to church.
Well, that's kind of
that's a no-no.
Unless you're going to a Catholic church. I mean, it's kind of...
I think even there that might be frowned upon.
Well, I'm just used to, like I said before, Catholic churches in my town through keggers.
Here's what happened. So we were teaching in the chapel up on up on the pedestal up top.
The stage.
The stage.
Yeah.
And I carried around a can of beer with me all day. The reason was I was having a discussion on the word of wisdom. And it flat black and white says in there, barley drinks are okay for consumption.
Yeah.
Okay. So I brought a beer in.
It's made of barley.
It is. It's made of barley. I researched that. I didn't know what beer tasted like.
It said nothing about hops, sir.
Yeah, it says nothing about hops. So I ended up the lesson being more about don't be a fool of excesses and not necessarily what's in it. So we obviously talked about the Cokes and the Diet Cokes and the coffees and the teas. And that ended up being my undoing.
Huh.
So anyone out there who thinks that they should bring a can of beer to a Mormon church for an object lesson, depending on what the outcome you want, but I would strongly suggest against it.
What was the beer?
I don't know. It was a cheap one. It was probably a Natty Light or something.
Oh. Well, I was going to say
that's always the first beer you get when you're 12.
Yeah.
Keystone.
And at the time, I think I was 12 at 28 years old. So shortly after that, not shortly after that, a little bit after that, we ended up getting sealed in the temple. About 2 months after that, I found out she had a gentleman on the side.
Ooh.
And it was a downward spiral from there.
Did the mailman always ring twice?
Yeah, exactly. Well,
was there a star above your garage?
I wish. I could have shared some of that action.
Maybe just a half a star.
It was. Yeah. But so that marriage ended extremely bad. Extremely bad. Any of you guys gone through divorce?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it a hey, see you later, we're done? Or was it I'm going to kill someone if I'm not careful?
It was a nearly 3-year custody battle for the kids.
Okay, good.
And
not good. That's not what I meant by that.
Like, good, I had to do the same thing. My story's the same thing. Yeah. Yeah.
No, it was a nearly 3-year custody battle for the kids. I was awarded custody initially because she had some problems. Then settled for joint custody, and I mean, even ever since then, like there's no co-parenting that ever happened there. It was always just butting heads and her trying to be as difficult as possible in every way imaginable.
I don't think I have anything to add. I mean, my divorce was tough for, I don't know, 3 to 6 months probably.
Yeah.
Where we were fighting and battling, and then we came together and decided we've already got a kid and we need to be friends. The choice has already been made, and since then it's pretty much been pretty
That's awesome.
I think my ex-wife, anybody who meets her initially thinks she's warm, she's affable, she's self-deprecating. You know, she knows she's not smart. Like, her nickname
What's her
is
name?
Duh. Her name is Linda.
Linda, you're a cunt.
You're setting up with that question every single time.
Her name is Linda. Her nickname is Duh. I mean,
that's amazing.
And it's a.
Does she let people? Is it like a term of affection?
On court papers, does it say Dan v. Duh?
Dan v. Duh.
It's a thing
That's
that she
awesome.
tells. Oh no, people call me Duh. It's fine. And honestly, she's, you know, if you're not married to her or related to her very closely, or have to spend a lot of time with her, she's fun. I mean, she's
like Linda.
Yeah.
Is that where it comes from?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if she just took another letter off the end of it.
Yeah, no, like her chosen email address whenever she gets an email is generally Linda at whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it was terrible and remains not good, but at least I don't have to deal with her much anymore. My kids are both over 18, so.
Are they?
Yeah.
My children are not.
Yeah.
Not only was it a bad divorce, it was a total ripping of my being a father out of my life. I didn't want the divorce. Now, when it comes, I don't know the situation specifically with you two, but when it comes to a time where divorce becomes an option, it's a pretty viable option. And you know, there's been a small road, or a long road, I should say, up to that point that there's like, okay, there's a point of no return and we reached it and we just don't like each other anymore. Mm-hmm. We're going two different ways. Now, at the time, I had gone through school. I had started teaching. I started really building myself personally. Mm-hmm. And I know the exact day that my marriage ended. I know the exact day.
Was it the day that you caught her actually fucking someone else?
No.
Valentine's Day?
That was pretty much the day for me.
It was knock knock. Well, I think this is done.
Like, I want a divorce. And
it looks like we need to get divorced now.
and she
He
looks at you
didn't put
and goes,
his keys in the pot.
yeah, and she goes, duh.
The day my marriage ended. Now, I was a very, very influenced. I was easily influenced by my wife and kids, and controlled. The day my marriage ended was the day I pulled up in my brand new motorcycle.
Oh,
Be like, I want this. It's mine.
Oh no, it wasn't. I want this. It is. This is mine. You're not allowed near it. Don't tell me no. That day my marriage ended.
She said no, didn't she?
that was the day you decided it was okay to be a bad boy, Mr. Linville.
Yes, it was. After 2 marriages and close to my 30s.
Like,
but
fuck this being nice.
I know, this sucks. I want a motorcycle.
Interesting.
I want a hot chick in pink shorts on the back of my... No.
Who doesn't?
Well, yeah. So, that marriage ended very, very badly, and it's still going on, and that was in 1999. Oh.
It's
2009. Oh my gosh, that's when I got married the first time.
I was like, it's still going on.
It's been 7 years.
I was going to say there's
and we are still
there's
fighting.
people in the NFL that were born in 1999. That's like right now. That's a long time.
There's people I go to the bank to get a loan that were born in 1999.
Yeah.
But yes, the divorce, I won't speak much about that because it was a horrible situation. It always has been, always will be, and I hope she's happy. Kind of. No, I really do. I really do.
But she still can't touch that motorcycle.
No, the motorcycle's gone.
I for the longest time, I thought that, I don't want my ex-wife to be happy. And then I realized, like, one day, it just clicked, like, no, wait, if she's happy, then she leaves me the fuck alone.
Correct.
Like, be as happy as you can be. I hope you find somebody. I hope you fall deliriously in love. I hope you move far, far, far away.
How magnanimous of you.
The moving far, far, far away didn't happen, but at least she got married again, like
2 weeks.
Well, yeah. No. I mean, during the divorce proceedings, I was able to present. I was able to present my attorney with paperwork from my ex-wife's apartment that nobody knew she had.
Oh.
where she was living with her then boyfriend, now husband, and because she's Linda, didn't realize that when she signed up for the gas bill at the apartment, she didn't tell anybody about. That she somehow that got tied to my gas account at the house.
Awesome.
And so when I logged into the account online, there are 2 gas accounts, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
So then I got, so that was kind of fun. I got proof that not only was she lying about where she was living and her plans, but she's shacking up with some guy.
Wow. Well, mine wasn't quite that fun, but
it was
still fun.
Because she lied so much and to everybody, she lied to her attorney about everything, which was fucking beautiful for me, because in court it was just like her attorney would say something and I'm like, oh, that's adorable.
Oh, cute.
That's cute. You think that really? Because here's what's really going on. And not only just me saying what's going on, like, here's verifiable
physical
evidence.
proof.
And you know where the burden of proof lies on that, duh.
That was glorious. I loved all of that.
Hi, this is Trav Mamone of the By Any Means podcast. Join me every week as I talk to activists, bloggers, and podcasters about the intersections between social justice and humanism. Go to www.byanymeans.com, that's by spelled B-I, to listen to the podcast and read my blog. Besides, aren't we all a little bi-curious?
Okay.
Back to your 4th marriage in 1999.
Yeah, no kidding, huh? Yeah. So
7 years.
It ended up being just shy of 10 when we finally got divorced. 3 wonderful kids: Topher, Matthew, and Zach. I had a stepdaughter that I've known since she
Topher, Grace, and that 70s show.
There you go.
That was the
Only
first thing that popped in my head.
The difference, and it kind of sometimes it upsets. No, not really, but it's Toffer. His name's Christopher, but it's after me, and my name's spelled Geoff. So his is Chrastoffer.
Oh, okay.
So it's Topher, and that's 100% him. The thing about my divorce that was the worst was, I'm a fucking good dad, and I'll stand by that 100%. My kids are my life. I've done a lot to make sure that they get the emotional support. I'm not a rich person, may never be, but my kids want for nothing as emotion and growth from me. And my son is my oldest son. He's excited that I'm here because he's going to listen to this.
So hold down on the cuss words.
No, he's fine. He's
Hey,
he's in junior.
Topher?
He's 14.
Hey, Ryan, this is our fucking show, all right?
I know.
Don't have any Tophers telling us what to do on this show.
Snotty fucking kid telling
and
me what to do.
And my wife Jessica, I promise they bleep all these words out when they actually.
But wait,
no. So Topher will be fine. Topher will be fine. And you listen to Nickelback, so don't give me any shit.
I don't listen to Nickelback.
You do or you
no,
don't?
Topher does.
Oh no, Topher doesn't.
He was saying Ryan does.
My wife does.
Her wife. Oh, gotcha.
Oh,
I was telling her.
Confused right now.
I know. I'm
like,
what is that?
I'm like, never say I listen to Nickelback. Never,
motherfucker! I will stab you right now.
You're saying if your wife has a problem with Topher hearing this show, you can always say, "Hey, well, you listen to Nickelback, my wife, not Niggerback."
I thought I wasn't going there. I thought you were going to say Knickerbocker.
Did I make this go south?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes, this is entirely Geoff's fault.
Yeah. It went there.
Now,
wow. Okay. So we may end up cutting this whole thing.
This may be out of here. And 1, 2, 3.
We need a moment of silence here so we can.
Welcome back to the Godless Rebelution.
Our guest today is Geoff Linville. So, with what happened to me and my divorce, and mostly with my kids, like I said, I don't get along with my ex-wife. I probably never will. We're just 2 totally different people with 2 totally different ways of being human, and I don't want to say anything bad, especially since my boys are going to be listening to this, because it's not just me. It's not me. The only animosity I have for my ex-wife at this point is that I am not allowed to be a dad 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
That being said, a few years ago, I started something called the Purple Pebble Project, which is a men's right advocacy group. I don't do much with it anymore because I have to earn money before I can give it away.
Yeah.
You'll have to elaborate on that a little more because men's rights advocacy sounds a little sketchy, right?
And
just if you only say that,
rightfully so. Okay, let me rephrase that. Non-custodial parental rights.
There you go.
Okay, and it just so happens
father's
that's
rights.
Men's rights.
Father's rights is a tricky thing. I know.
Yeah.
I even like I was even saying and I won't turn this into a me story.
No, you're
but
fine.
I mean, just quickly, there were definitely drug issues on one side of the divorce, but that was definitely not enough.
It's insane.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh God.
So that's interesting. So your foundation, is it program? Your idea?
My back of the head, what I always want to do idea, which I've done very small classes and talked to, some community groups the last couple of years, but there's a really big need for a support group for non-custodial parents.
Yes.
And the parents that marry into that.
Yeah.
Yes.
My wife right now.
Interesting, yeah.
She feels like she does not get any credit for all the wonderful things she does. She's a perfect mother. She's a perfect wife. She's a perfect person. And I'll get into that in a minute. And I'm stretching this out now.
So she's a Mormon.
No. Well, no.
Hey,
she doesn't
Nickelback,
get Nickelback. I'm gonna get in trouble for that one.
She should get in trouble for that one. I'll get in trouble too because
Yeah,
I've got nobody to get
because
in
of
trouble
what? I didn't hear anything.
Shut up, Dad.
She feels that she doesn't get enough credit, not from the kids, because they have a bond with her that's just second to none. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I didn't even know. I was a stepdad for my daughter that I don't get to see anymore because at the time of the divorce, I don't pay for her, so I don't get to see her.
Right.
So that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
But a support group for non-custodial families, essentially.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Which is huge, especially around here.
Yeah.
Where it's illegal to have a penis in the court system.
In that way,
especially
it's funny how polarized. I mean, that's the one issue where if you have a penis, you're fucked.
Mm-hmm.
In almost any other way, it's the other way around. But yeah, in that case, if you're the father, good fucking luck.
You get penis fucked.
You get penis fucked.
And you
have to listen to Nickelback for the rest of your life.
And the premise behind the whole thing, I was thinking.
Photograph.
Jeez, don't even start.
Look at this photograph.
Okay. Anyway, oh man, I can't believe it. Chad Kroger, what a piece of shit he is.
Got to give him credit. He's done so much with so little.
What? Avril Lavigne?
No, I mean,
she's tiny.
Were they? I didn't even know they were.
Are they married?
I think so.
They're married,
really?
aren't they?
That's what I heard last, I think.
He's like, I need you to find me someone that
is half my age.
Is a cutter and looks like a 12-year-old boy.
Give me some real cred. I don't know.
Yeah. I sing at bars, for hell's sake. Give me an underage.
I'm no longer relevant. Need to find something that makes me relevant.
like a part-time Subway employee runaway.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm looking for.
Okay, so fast forward. I keep saying that, but this is not fast forwarding.
That's impossible on this show.
I know. I meet my current wife about oh shit, she's gonna kill me. About 3 months after my separation.
Okay.
I was not divorced yet, but it wasn't one of those. No, really, I'm getting divorced. Wink, wink. It was
like it's fucking over.
I'm done. This is not happening. I had a 19-year-old girlfriend for a little while, which was fun, and that's about it. And then she came into my life. Now, I'm going to tell you how I met her, and you are more than welcome to give me as much shit as you possibly can, because I try to lie about it, but it doesn't work.
Was it at a fireside?
No. Worse. LDSsingles.com.
Really?
Yes. Ugh. There was a reason for that. Right after my divorce, I was ready. I was like a charged bull. I was out of the cage. I was a college teacher at the time, and I was ready to make up for lost time.
Yeah, at least it wasn't Farmers Only, because that would have been worse.
Yeah.
Or where white people meet white people.
Yeah.
What a...
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting killed on that. So met her on LDSsingles.com, and the reason I went on there is I went to the other dating sites, and it was just these hookup sites. No, these hookup sites. These hookup sites, and I'm like, I got 3 kids. I don't want
need 4.
I don't want some lady over at my house jumping.
Some random person showing up at my house.
When they're at their mom's for the weekend, that's fine. But
knowing where,
but and that's really why I got on that website, and we met, and she has the tenets, but not the convictions. Literally the most wonderful person you'll ever meet in your entire life. Go ahead.
Oh, this is going to be. I just want to give a shout out to Topher that you gave him the blueprints for how to hook up. So if you're listening, Topher, it's
Singles
any of the
only.
dating sites besides LDS.
I don't want to give Topher any more credit than he already gives himself.
I'm sorry. How old is he?
14.
Okay, so is my son. Okay. Yeah, so that'll be that's old enough to be a little funny and without but
he is a charming son of a bitch.
Yeah.
He's a smart, funny, charming kid. He's not going to need the websites to help him out. But so my wife, the weird thing about her, I grew up in Utah County. I had the Utah County mentality. I had been a very, very active in the Republican Party.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the caucus meetings. I was a state delegate.
I love GOP caucus.
So do I. It goes down smooth. And arguing in a room with a bunch of old Republican farmers is one of the funnest things you could possibly do. So I got that political bug and worked my way through. I helped Fred Lampropoulos on his gubernatorial race. Jumped over. I always hated Herbert. He's a weird, strange.
He's a fucking douchebag.
Yeah. My parents rented a house from them years ago, and they're like, that guy's kind of an asshole. I'm like, kind of an asshole.
Not kind of an asshole. He's a genuine.
We keep finding cameras in the bathroom.
I know. And he is the typical Utah County businessman. And just a slimy wink.
Yep.
As long as we do it on Sunday afternoon, it's not sinful.
Yep.
But whatever.
Yep.
So my wife is Jessica. Jessica's my wife right now, and hopefully for a long time.
Your most
third time's a charm, honey.
It is
right
a charm.
now, but next week.
Your most recent ex-girlfriend, Jessica.
Yes,
my current wife. Yeah,
she was what Utah County Mormon Republican boy was most scared of. Good-looking, educated, liberal. And I loved it. I loved every second of it. What I didn't know was...
How do you feel now?
I'm liberal.
No, I'm just...
Is that what you mean?
No, you said I loved it. So I just was wondering, in past tense, how do you feel about Jessica now and Nickelback? Is it grinding on you a little bit?
Well, she grinding and Nickelback go hand in hand, I guess. Huh? But only after some Moscow Mules.
Yes.
But, they don't drink those in bars. Natty Light. Especially like the Wee Blue Inn down there in Payson.
Oh, jeez.
So she challenged me on so many different levels.
Mm-hmm.
And I had never had that before. Being a teacher, you come across a lot of discussions. But this woman challenged me in the best ways possible. She flipped a lot of the problems I had with being Republican, being LDS, being what I should have been living in Utah County. When she challenged that mentality, I enjoyed it, and I started thinking, what the hell am I doing? I'm arguing for the sake of argument. I'm not arguing for the right side. So then it slowly kind of worked into former Mormon, liberal, fighting for fathers' rights, not fathers' rights, fighting for the rights of kids, and pretty much a giving person everywhere. And I don't say that to pat myself on the back, but I've always, you're just down the street from Make-A-Wish. She, my wife, she is in the nonprofit field. She's worked for JDRF, Make-A-Wish, Christmas Box International, lots of really well-known charities. She's an event coordinator. Was. Now she's much more. And I kind of...
She one of them community organizers.
Oh, you have no idea. Jenny Wilson's, I don't know if she's the campaign manager or something. She was something for Jenny Wilson when she ran a few years back. She's a political science major from the University of Utah. Go Utes.
Yay!
She's just this beautiful thing, wonderful thing. And guess what? I like it, and I want to be a part of that. So,
It's good to marry things.
It is good to marry things. And so I ended up becoming a worker for every one of her events, and just kind of getting into the nonprofit stuff. Now, earlier I was saying I don't have those moments where I said, "Oh, now I'm an atheist." But one of the main tipping points was meeting because I was a wish granter and a wish magician for Make-A-Wish. And seeing these kids and the way their parents are, I'm like, up your ass if you think that this little kid is in a wheelchair, can barely breathe, drooling everywhere, about to die, and this is going to humble the parents and teach them a lesson.
God never gives you more than you can handle.
No,
except for all the people who die of things.
I get so. That's when I get. I'm a very patient person, but when someone says something like that, I'm like, go screw yourself. What,
you ignorant motherfucker?
Yeah. You lost your Jetta keys. You shut up.
Right.
This kid over here has brain cancer, and I met some of the most wonderful, giving, selfless people in my entire life. With Make-A-Wish, and that's what I never knew I always wanted to be, and now she is a nonprofit consultant, and she works for lots and lots of different nonprofit groups, and she's very successful at it.
Oh, that's great!
And I couldn't wish for a better partner, a stronger partner. So
that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very, very cool.
And that wasn't an apology for Nickelback.
But and so you said that you're an atheist, and you said that she is not necessarily. She has the tenets without the, what did you say? The tenets
without the conviction?
Without the motions, maybe. She there's no church. There's no. She comes from a family that was converted. Her sister and her brother-in-law are very, very active. The sweetest people in the entire world. And if you were to meet them, you're not like, those people are this, and those people. No, the furthest from the truth with these guys, which is really the only reason I'm not always pissed at 24 hours a day, is literally because of my sister-in-law and her husband. But. Yeah, she no church, nothing like that, and she has a hard time when I get on a tirade. Mm-hmm. She's not agnostic. She believes that there's something out there, and most of it is because she is excited for the afterlife because she's lost some people very dear.
That's exactly my wife,
and that's and I don't want to speak for her, but I think that's probably really the crux of where she is.
Yep. Well, I think
other than that,
that's where most people wish that the stories were true.
Yeah, I wish they were true.
Yeah. Well, to a point, but yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, but it's that, and it's the same with my wife. She doesn't really care enough to put herself in a box,
right,
or go through any of the motions. All that's bullshit to her too. But she's deistic in the sense that she just can't let go of the fact that she may see her father again.
Correct. In this particular case, her older sister died extremely young of a heart condition.
Yep.
And it was devastating. I mean,
oh sure, yeah, it's crushing.
And me, I grew up not knowing death at all. And the funny thing is that the very few times I have, even when I was with my head in the clouds and the book up my ass, I still had no reaction. It was like, oh, they're dead? Okay, they're gone. Even though I've been taught They're not gone. They're up there driving a Tesla S in the sky.
Yeah.
That's my heaven. Listening to Queen and the Beatles and
nobody's ever heard of Nickelback.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the death part has always been very definitive for me. When someone dies, they're gone.
Yeah.
I've never. Well, 8th level, second star to the right, straight on until morning, but only if you have the right keys, both.
Yeah. Right.
I want to go to Neverland.
Yeah.
I know.
And the thing that always pissed me off about it too is that, you every time you're at a funeral, there's a handful of, or a majority of TBMs there that are all weeping, and you're like, what the fuck are you crying about?
Mm-hmm.
You're the one trying to tell me that you're going to spend eternity with them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't think that. You do. Why are you crying?
Yep.
This makes no sense. You don't believe it either. Shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah. So, if you're having that hard of a time and you really believe in it, go home and close your eyes, and guess what? They're going to appear in front of you.
Right. Or whatever it is. But yeah, I never understood that. I mean, I do get the wanting to hang on to that idea for the eventual spending time with the person you're most wishing you spent more time with. I get that. Humans have that thing.
Yeah, I always loved Pat Tillman's brother's eulogy.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
As fucked up as it had to be, the way he had to give that speech where he was drunk. He had a beer with them up there.
Yeah.
But when he goes to all the politicians, everybody goes, he's a fucking atheist.
Yeah.
He's dead. He's rotting in the
of this
ground.
shit. Yeah.
He's not in fucking heaven. He won't want any of you fuckers here today because he didn't like any of you to begin with. He's fucking dead.
Yeah. Well, and I've known several people who, though they don't go through the motions, they never go to church, they don't pray, they don't do anything like that, but they hold on to some belief in an afterlife because they want to see somebody who they've lost or whatever. And I get that.
Sure.
I mean, I can feel for those people, and I understand why they feel that way. But then sometimes I think, that's kind of a selfish thing, right? I mean, it's a selfish desire for sure, because you want to see them, and part of that is because you miss them and you love them and you care about them and you want to see them again, whatever. But at the same time, do you think you're going to monopolize all of their time in heaven? Like, nobody else wants to see them. They're only going to hang out with you. They don't want to hang out with, maybe somebody who they lost while they were alive. And
it is eternity, so they could really spend like 1,000 years with each person.
Yeah, that's true.
Just the beginning.
Yeah, not only that, but I think it's just the fact that knowing that,
just that you'll see them again.
Yeah, I mean, because you and I live 30 or 40 miles apart.
Yeah.
And me and Ryan live 50, 60 miles apart.
I don't know. I live 50 miles from here.
Okay, so much further than that. But I don't go throughout the week stressing
that I'm not,
about the fact that, because you guys are, the fact that I'm not going to see you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, every single day. I see you one day a week, but
that's plenty.
Yeah, well, there is that. But my point is that because I understand you're somewhere near, you're around in the area, you're available.
You need to embrace your feminine side and go to the bathroom with each other all the time. You need to be together every day.
Put a couch in there, Dan.
So we can just watch. How's that poop going?
We need to have those
good poop.
Ryan goes weird.
Ryan went too weird with
having a good poop
with Olympic numbers. That was a 7.
That one really stinks. I'm sorry.
I need to hold somebody's hand.
You have to change that diet up.
But with as you were saying before, with the the fleeting faithful, I should say, it is more of a question of I want to see this person, and less of a question of if, what if this isn't true, and what if it is true. It is a
I want to believe.
I've lost
or a want or a when.
Mm-hmm. And you're right. It's very selfish. It's very.
That that's always. I mean, being selfish isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, and my wife thinks it's morbid, but I always talk about what they're going to be doing during my funeral. I've requested many, many different things. My most favorite is I want to invite the head of many, many different religions to just argue on stage of where I'm going and what I'm doing.
And in the background, look at this photograph.
Yeah. In the background, Topher's going to be saying, "This is going on Periscope."
Well, I can remember when I was a little kid. I think it was like 10 or 11. And I told you guys this a few episodes back that my uncle died in an explosion at Thiokol.
Yeah, yeah.
So my uncle died, had a great-grandpa and a great-grandma die, while I was younger and could remember them and would hang out with them. And then, I could think back to when I was going to church and would hear the teachers say that, oh yeah, they're up in heaven looking down on us all the time, smiling at us, missing us, looking forward to the day that we'll return. And it's like, I pooped today. Were they like watching me go poop?
Yeah.
It was just stupid shit like that. Like, it made me really uncomfortable. Like, great, there's dead people all around me watching me go poop. I don't like that.
I mean, they could be helping you poop, like they're ghosts. Like, they don't, matter doesn't mean anything. They're helping you push. I don't know. I'm just going weird with that one. There's a ghost pushing on your belly to push a turd out.
Ghost poop. That's a fart.
That is a fart.
That's a fart.
True. That's a ghost poop. That's them warning you. The ghost it knows the future, so it's making you fart.
Relatives
going.
Pushing.
It's squeezing you, going. Like, you got to poop soon. I'm warning you. You got to poop.
There's a reminder.
And then you poop. You trusted that last one, and it was a poop.
I won't even say what happens when I'm taking a shower. They watching in on you. All those ghosts.
It's my soap and my penis, and I'll get it as clean as I want.
Yeah, exactly. And if I need to do some yard work, I need to be left alone for a little bit. But no, earlier we were talking about what made me an atheist and what there's a couple different things. One, at a very young age, I became good at magic. And when I did magic, James Randi, by the way, I got to give him
that guy
a ton of credit. He, this was back before the internet, back before anything. So I had a family that owned a magic shop, and they kind of had videos and stuff. And I was watching this guy, and then I read some books, and then saw the Carson shows, and then you saw all that other stuff that he was on. And I thought to myself, I'm doing this magic as a young kid.
Mm-hmm.
And the people I'm showing this to know that I'm making this card disappear. They know that I just made my neighbor float in the air. They know I conjured a rose out of nowhere. And I know I'm full of shit. And that was a big thing for me, looking back, saying, look at all these people that believe me just for the fact that I can show them something that they can't explain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was, I won't lie, it's empowering. I can see how someone can get wrapped up in that. Take money from them is a different story.
Well, I say that's the thing. That's the whole power thing, is once they're like, wow, these people believe the shit I'm feeding them, and wait, if I tell them to give me money, they're like more than willing to. This is easier than robbing a bank.
Yeah, it's crazy. And the other thing, and my son's really getting into magic too, Topher. He's my little agnostic, but it's weird raising children in a world where you don't tell them what they have to believe. I mean, it really is. You have to be good, you have to be nice, you have to help people that can't help themselves, and they just grow up knowing I don't have to believe in looking up in the skies, and I don't. Whether or not they do, I told him, I said, if one day you decide you want to be a religious person, I said, that's fine,
right?
But you better damn well believe we're going to have some discussions beforehand.
Yeah, of course.
We'll be talking about that.
Yeah.
And you better bring your A game.
You better know why you've chosen to be.
Yeah, exactly.
None of my children are baptized. And about a month ago, we went to my son plays on in a jazz group, plays drums, or percussion, and they
don't even call it drums in jazz.
Who knows what they
percussion?
Yeah.
Does he just have a hi-hat cymbal and
he does. But we were there with my ex-wife's extended family. Their grandmother is very up there in age and very LDS. And I hadn't seen her for about 6 years or something like that. And me, the type of person I am, I like approaching uncomfortable situations more than I like avoiding them. So I go up and I pat her on the shoulder. Hey, how you doing? And she's getting up, and she's having a hard time because she's on a walker. And she turns to me, and my son is Topher, and Zach, my youngest, are standing right next to me. And she said, "So when are you going to get these boys baptized?" She didn't even say hi. Wow. I haven't seen her for 5-6 years. And it was, when are you going to get these boys baptized?
That's none of your fucking business, old lady.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a testament to the depth of indoctrination, right?
And my mom and my wife were standing there with me, and I mean, their jaws were just, and then afterward, they're like, I cannot believe, I can believe she.
Yeah, of course.
But my response was, it's not for me to decide. It's for them to decide. Yeah. Why don't you ask them?
Yeah.
Ask them. You're not going to like what they say, but ask them if you really think that they need to be baptized. And then she said, "Well, are you whatever word she used? Are you prepared or are you ready?" And I went, "No."
Prepared for what?
I know, prepared for what? And afterward, had I thought quicker, but I was blown away. I was honestly blown away.
Yeah.
What I wanted to say was, well, they can't. They can't get baptized because their father's a raging homosexual.
Yeah.
So and they live with my house, so they can't be baptized.
Yep.
Man, I wish I would have said that.
Yeah.
But instead I'm like, no, ask them. But the other side, another point, when I went through the temple, you guys, has anybody former LDS?
Yeah, I've been through.
No.
I was baptized, so never mow until I was baptized, and then
got out.
And got out later in life.
Late 20s.
No mission.
Mid to late 20s it took. I mean, I vacillated since I was probably 13, 14. Oh, even 12 maybe. I had started to have major questions about dinosaurs and things. But
Right.
But, I mean, still played the game, hokey pokey for 20
This
more
is
years.
what you do. You have to. Yeah. And I'm not old enough to make my own decisions yet.
So just to let you guys know, I decided to Periscope.
Yeah,
I couldn't get mine to work, so I'm glad you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I've said this before, but I'll just say real quick, the thing that, if I was to pin it down to an aha moment, which there was, obviously it was a process again, but the thing that really shook me out of it was binge watching Ancient Aliens. I know.
I couldn't do it.
I love it.
I
love that show, but not because it's real or anything, but
it's
just
complete fucking nonsense.
For two reasons. Because it's absolutely crazy, and I like watching Bigfoot Hunter and all that shit too. But two, they also cover a lot of interesting geological areas that other shows don't talk about. But they got me thinking, if that's possible based on the same types of arguments that religion is making, maybe all of this other stuff isn't quite exactly as they say. And I remember taking breaks from Ancient Aliens just to breathe and be like, holy shit. I mean, is that possible? How do I know what the difference, that's what started the skepticism.
Yeah. And with me, it was the actual,
Utah County, it's fine.
I know, the actual temple ceremony. Now, Timpanogos Temple does a live session. So
do they now?
I don't know if they do now, but I believe at the time it was a live session.
When I went, it was a video.
It's weird.
It is weird. It's fucking weird.
It's weird.
Well, there was the guy that snuck in that camera to do the secret recording.
The Godmakers.
Was that who it was?
I think it was the Godmakers, wasn't it?
He put out 3 different videos of the whole temple.
I haven't seen those.
No,
that was a different guy. Yeah,
they changed. Now they dropped the whole, slit in your throat,
right? The blood out your
gauge, all that stuff. Now, the thing that really got me, and this is when I was really into it, I started going to school, doing some more research, and I love everything. I'm a master of nothing and a student of everything. Mm-hmm. So if I'm like, oh, that's interesting, I'm going to go do that. So I started doing that, and I came across the book. This isn't the exact book.
I think almost all atheists are the jack of all trades types.
Mm-hmm. And I came across a book that's almost just like this, and I read it. Mm. It has inside. Now this.
And what is this book?
I forgot. This is not a visual show, is it? This is the.
No, you did a great job of holding that up and framing it.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's because Periscope's going right now.
There's like 4 people watching. So,
Secrets of Freemasons. Okay. Now inside this, I came across the actual. Now, no one can see this except Periscope.
Yeah.
The exact temple ordinances.
Yep.
Wow.
Of the what is it? Of the navel and
yes, it's the whole thing. It's the secret
The
words.
sign of the nail.
It's the
handshake.
sign of the nail.
It's everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
well, I mean, it's no secret that's where Joseph Smith got it.
It's a 32nd degree Scottish rites, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Or 33rd or whatever it was. I can't
whatever's
remember.
the highest.
Yeah, 32nd. I don't know.
He did it in one day somehow.
He got rid of all of his thetans. I don't know.
And then,
that's awesome.
The Nauvoo Lodge was now the Nauvoo Temple, but
right.
It was a book like this that I read it and thought, wait a minute, these are all supposed to be secret.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm not supposed to talk about all this. I'm not supposed to tell everybody that
And
my
here
secret
it is
name
in
is
print
Heber.
for the world to see.
Yep.
But it's it's there. I mean, this particular one was like $6 at Barnes and Noble. I'm like, the entire basis of the LDS religion and their secret society and their secret was $6 at Barnes and Noble.
That's awesome.
Even the
who's next to a Playboy through the years covers.
Yeah. Well, you should.
I'm actually going to go get one. That's amazing.
I would be torn on which one to get, either the Freemason one
I'll go pick
or
one up, but-
the Playboy one.
Oh, I have both. If you
Okay, I figured it's a hard one to choose between.
No, I don't. But I mean, it's just it, and the other thing it did that I never noticed until I started looking into Freemasonry, and I'm not one of those people that's like, well, I'm an atheist, but the Buddhists are really cool, and I believe in ghosts, and no, none of that.
Well,
I enjoy culture.
Yeah.
And
so you're not just an atheist; you're also a skeptic.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's probably my middle name, but and my wife hates it because I argue like a really cheap lawyer. The other thing I noticed in a lot of the Freemasonry stuff that I didn't realize was how much the Salt Lake Temple was a lodge. The way it's built, the way it's framed, all of the symbology on the outside, it's insane. I mean, you can't look at that and say, well, I mean, it could have been influenced. Yeah. It is a blueprint.
That guy looks so sad.
Doesn't he, though?
Well, it's sad, Jesus.
Oh, I heard a funny Jesus joke.
Oh, yeah?
You ready?
Sure.
I bet Jesus was the first scarecrow.
Oh, nice. We were talking about stand up before this. Have you heard Harlan Williams joke about scarecrows? About how worthless they are, and they all they do is attract homeless people because they see a brand new outfit sitting in a field full of food.
Oh man, Dimitri Martin is where I heard that from.
Oh,
he's so funny.
That's his new one, right?
Yeah, the one on Netflix.
Yeah.
But anyhow, and that was another, and then just I'd always been a skeptic, and I'd always had atheistic tendencies, but I didn't know that word and what it meant. All I knew was that's a bad word. You don't say shit, damn hell, and atheist.
I think that's a problem for a lot of people.
And it was hard for me to finally come to that point because there's such a stigma behind the word. I mean, it's a terrible stigma.
Sure.
But we're having an earthquake.
That's probably the little dog.
They're growling back.
Running upstairs.
But and that's really what it came down to. I'd always been a skeptic. I've always had problems, but I didn't know I thought that was something wrong with me, not something right. And and when I finally that's what I am, and I can accept that. And if you don't like it, it's none of your damn business.
Right.
Well, even with me being non-religious my whole life, taking on the atheist label I'm like, well, atheists, they don't believe in anything. They're just like bad people, aren't they?
Yeah, that's what I.
And they worship Satan and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I didn't go with the Satan thing. 'Cause I'm like, well, if they don't believe that, how would they believe that? But then I realized, I'm like, oh. Everybody's mixing up a nihilist with an atheist.
Yeah.
And not that I'm saying being a nihilist is a bad thing. It's just
they wouldn't care if you did.
Yeah.
No, they wouldn't care if I did.
No.
But they're not the same term.
No.
Yeah.
So, did you ever serve a mission then?
No.
No.
If I would have, it would have been. Yeah, I got married. That was a different mission.
Yeah.
It was a mission from God.
It was a mission from God. Now I want to dance. I want to see James Brown jumping around on stage. But now the good news is about me coming out and saying atheist. I've got a Wiccan brother-in-law, and I'm off the hook.
True.
Oh.
At least you're not a witch.
At least I'm not a witch.
Yeah.
But
warlock, I think, right?
Yeah, I don't know the term. I just know he spells the word magic wrong.
Yeah.
You spell it with a...
And he likes the Cowboys. So.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Well, there's always next year.
Yeah. Well,
just got to work on those
they said that for a
spells,
few.
man.
Yeah,
they haven't had a good season.
That's the Cowboys mantra. There's always next year.
Good grief. But yeah, that's
So how did your wonderful parents handle you coming out as an atheist?
I'm the type of person that when I make a decision, I go in all the way. And I admit I can be fairly obnoxious at it. So when you finally find out what you are, you want to scream it all the time.
Yeah.
The first time I ever said I was an atheist, I said it to one of the members of my ward. They came over and asked me if I'd like to be a scout troop leader. Because a lot of the neighborhood kids, when my kids come over, they hang out at my house. We do experiments, we have fun, we play, real active.
Yes, science.
Yeah. And they came over and said, we know that you like doing these kinds of things. And I'd been a teacher for 4-H.
And you're good at it?
Yeah. I did a magic and science class for 4-H after school one day, and for my mom. And he came over and asked me if I wanted to be a scout leader.
Amazing how God works, right?
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah, it has nothing to do with observation and understanding. Like, oh, hey, this guy has all the neighborhood boys at his house, and they all have fun and play around, and he's a good teacher. And then
that's not what they said about
God
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, yeah,
it's natural.
Well, but we're not talking about.
Well, he had all the kids over.
Yeah, we're not talking about.
He did magic tricks,
salads.
Yeah.
He wasn't Catholic.
Neverland
Okay.
Ranch.
Well,
yeah, and I've always been that person out there throwing the footballs and going down the slides and getting kicked out of Del Taco.
You
sponsored by diarrhea from Del Caco.
Those Dollar Tuesdays.
Those Dollar Tuesdays. Hey, at Del Taco, the best thing to do is put one butt on a tray and your feet on a tray and go down the tube, and you shoot out the end. But you'll get kicked out.
Oh,
I mean, you get kicked out permanently. I think I still have a trespassing warning.
Just tell them I'm recreating what your tacos do to me.
Yeah. Say, kids.
I'm the taco. That's my butt.
It's like I'm the new Slim Goodbody. I'm going to show you what happens. Nice. Shoot out there. But no, so anyway, they came over and asked if I wanted to be a scout leader, and I told them, I said, "Are you still allow gays or don't allow gays in there?" This was before all of this.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's kind of, and I said, and you do realize I'm an atheist. And I'm like, wait, I just said that out loud. And then he's like, you are? But you're so nice. Oh. Mm-hmm. I went, thanks. Go away. Yeah. No, it was, but it was one of those things, whatever. Yeah. Preconceived notions are none of my business, so.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm going to start doing that with Mormons, though, when they come over. Oh, shit, I was expecting a pizza. Oh, well, we're missionaries. Really? Because you guys are so nice. I'm surprised.
So nice, though.
You seem so smart. That's surprising.
You can, you're erudite. Look at you. But
dressed yourself and everything.
Where's the horns? I thought the Mormons had the horns. But, man, I jump all over the place. I'm sorry. I just have a lot to say.
Oh, yeah.
There's no agenda to this show. I mean, what do I don't spend all week on that.
It's like a Nickelback song. It's worthless and just keeps going on.
Look at Matt's pages graphs.
But he
that was a terrible joke. Forget it.
No, we'll edit that one out along with your food. Your
don't
snafu.
About that.
Oh yeah.
Say what?
He said, "Go Pats." That's what he said. We'll put that in. 1, 2, 3. Go Pats. No.
Go Pats. Back.
I had the ward mission leader bring 2 missionaries over to my house. This was fairly recent.
Okay.
Within like October, November.
No, I don't get that tactic now because you spend a lot of time in the church.
Yes.
So you would obviously be able to school these young, bright-eyed Mormon missionary kids.
A ward mission leader's going to be somebody who's probably.
But I thought you said he brought 2 missionaries over.
He brought 2 missionaries with him.
Oh, the ward mission leader was with you.
Correct.
Was with
them. Correct.
And so that's going to be someone from the elders quorum who's been in the church a long time as well.
That he educated.
No, this isn't Lehigh. We live in Lehigh right now.
Oh, okay.
So this was fairly recent.
Oh, okay.
So they knock on the door, and I'm like, yes, I've been waiting.
I know.
It's about time. This is amazing. So they said, we introduce. I'm elder more white, and I'm elder not black.
Oh.
And they came in, and the ward mission leader I'd never met before in my life. I don't know who he was. Come to find out, he lives 2 doors behind me. But we live at the point of the mountain, so people don't talk.
Right.
That's the house that flies the Utes and the gay flag. That's bad. That's bad.
And he burns sheep in the backyard for sacrifice.
Yeah, and he always dresses in costumes.
I don't care about college football. I just want BYU to lose every game.
I agree.
So
I agree.
if it's the Utes, fine.
And they said, we'd like to share a message. I said, you know what? Right now my kids are here. And it's not like what you need to share my kids can't hear, because I'd love for them to be able to hear the first discussion.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to be able to, because what I'll do is say, and Topher, what do you have to say about that?
Yeah.
or whomever.
Right.
Yeah.
But they said, we would like to make an appointment. I said, I'd love to. You guys come on over. Let's make an appointment, though, because I can't do it today. Mm-hmm. I'm busy. But I'd love for you to come over. You have some dinner. We'll talk. I'll learn about your family stuff. I said, okay, well, we'll come back. And I said, well, what I want you to do before you come back, though, you obviously have my address and my contact information. Gentlemen, I'd like your parents' home address and contact information.
Nice.
And your parents' home address and contact information, because I've got some missionaries from my faith that would like to come over to your house.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
We gotta go.
Yeah.
That's fucking genius.
I think I remember you posting something about that in the group when it happened. Yeah.
Oh, and it caused this huge controversy. The lady's like, we were just trying to reach out. I said, no, you weren't trying to just reach out.
I would have told the same thing back to him. Like, I'm just trying to reach out to their parents.
Yeah. Say, if you think if
That's
your parents
brilliant.
are so proud of you going out and telling people that they're wrong and they need to change their faith, you better damn well believe, or better hope, that they would accept the same back from them.
Yeah.
Yep.
That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I am actually waiting for the day where I get 2 young, wide-eyed missionaries at my door that want to actually talk.
Yeah, I was lucky. I had not when we first moved in, but when my records were finally transferred. I don't know. I still can't get off that damn list. But we had a home teacher, or a visiting teacher. The guy's home teacher. Good grief. Come over and talk, and very quickly found out I'm an atheist and my wife doesn't like me having these discussions with these people. He came back every single month. We found out he'd been released a long time ago. But we'd always have these discussions of, this is why I think you're full of shit, and his was, this is why it makes me feel good.
Yeah, which...
Like, so 14 mentions of horses in the Book of Mormon before they were even came to the Americas?
Yeah.
Well, horses are just of course it's some sort of
a nice shit makes
parallel.
me feel good. It's not something I'm going to base my life around.
Not to mention that the plates of brass were on metal that wasn't even existent in Mesoamerica.
It's insane.
All the steel.
Ed Gein enjoyed wearing women's flesh. I mean, he felt good.
Last year we had a lot of parties at our house, and I ended up printing out about 10 or 12 full copies of the CES letter.
Oh, nice.
And putting them on my toilet and said, free, take one. My mom put them away. I think it was my mom. It may have been my wife. It was like, we don't need that in. And no, it's my bathroom.
That's
funny.
Free, take one.
Anybody should go out and
should have
look
put the
at
Gideons at the
CESletter.org. I'm a big fan of Jeremy Runnels. I support his efforts every month. I'm a contributor to his Patreon or whatever for that.
It really answers in a very simply complex way and very logical of how these things came about, or how they didn't come about.
Mm-hmm.
And the church, the history of that is that he wrote that letter, and then the church responded in some fashion to it. I don't know if I can't remember if it was directly or
no, it wasn't the church. It was one of their ancillary
farms or
groups.
something.
Yeah, it was farms or fair. Or I think it was fair.
And then he responded to that. And was there another response? I can't remember where the chain.
I think they have published a second response, and then he was working on a third. And
the original CES letter is very interesting, a quick page turner, and awesome. The responses afterwards are very methodical and information heavy. Yeah, they're not as easy to read, but they're still extremely interesting.
The first one, after I read through a large portion of it, just laying in bed one night, I mentioned it to Tracy, and she's like, "Oh, what is that?" And she went out and read it, and she finished the whole thing, and she's like, "I'm fucking mad."
Yeah,
like, this pisses me off. My grandparents have devoted their lives to this bullshit.
Yeah,
she's like, "This fucking makes me mad. I want to take it over to my grandpa and go, look at the bullshit you believe."
And the CES letter was one of the things I discussed with my home teacher, and Freemasonry and the symbology, and that every single picture of Brigham Young has his compass and and square.
I mean,
come on,
all the garments have it too. I mean,
and then back to my parents. Good grief. I'm sorry. My parents, it was hard for them to accept. Like I said, my mom, very deep, born in and raised in and very ingrained in the church. My dad, because of my mom, you know, he I believe he has a faith in God, and he has a faith in maybe something else. And my
kind of a deist view.
Yeah. Don't know what it is, but I know it's there, kind of thing.
Believe it's there.
Yeah, believe it. Yeah, yeah. Should use the proper word. My mom, however, very, very grown up, and I don't question this. I remember sitting not too long ago at the Greek Slovaki, telling my parents they are stupid if they pray. That didn't go over well.
Yeah,
and it became a little more heated than I intended it to. Obviously,
yeah.
And
I figured I could call him stupid and it would just wash over. It'd be fine.
And the thing is, it came out a lot worse than I was actually trying to say, and I was emotional.
Yeah, sure.
And my wife was there, just like, "Can we just go home already?" Yeah. And what I meant to say was, you're stupid if you think prayer does you any good.
Yeah.
Other than self-satisfaction of meditation. Like, I need to take a few minutes to reflect on my day, things I'm thankful for. But if you think it actually does anything, whatever. You're stupid. Yeah. And that's really what I wanted to say, not you're stupid for praying. But that's definitely how it came across.
And really probably all they heard was, "You're stupid."
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah, but I mean, how many times do we hear that the fool hath said in his heart that there is no God?
Yeah.
You know? I mean, we get that shit all the time. I mean, it's just a classic case of condition, can't take it.
Yeah. No,
it's privilege.
I do believe meditation works in ways, not like in a spiritual way or a foo-foo way, but just like if you're having a bad day or something, just be able to put some music on,
calm and center you, and get your
and
thoughts
just calm
organized.
yourself down. Like if you're just like you just can't handle something, just a way to calm yourself down. But there's nothing like existential about it. It's just like it's just helps me calm myself.
I don't think it's even. I mean, for me in my personal life, I don't even think it's worth whatever energy it would take to do.
See,
whatever
that's the thing.
Benefits. I fucking
it takes no energy.
I sleep for 6 or 7 hours a night. That's what I do. That's how I change. You know, I mean, God, that's what humans are supposed to do.
Yeah.
That's what we're supposed to do.
But I've had those days where you're having trouble sleeping, or there's so much on your fucking mind, you're just wound up.
And some days it's good to just sit and hash all of that out.
Right, yeah. I just put some calming music on, and I just kind of sit back, and I just kind of close my eyes, and I just try to just take a few deep breaths and just try to listen to some Nickelback and try to relax.
What I do is I lay as naked as I possibly can underneath a ceiling fan,
except for Jack Daniels.
We're gonna go there again.
I just had
that's gonna be. Is that your phone background?
No. Very, very few people.
Swipe right.
Well, I don't know. A lot of people have seen it in a very small community.
Yes.
What was small? The community?
Yeah.
Oh. But
it was a big bottle.
There you go.
Yeah, it was.
It had to be. There you go, Ryan.
Yeah, but
there you go.
As naked as I could possibly be underneath a ceiling fan, that's my Utah County ceiling.
Yeah.
Ceiling fan, listening to probably Rumors or listening to George Michael. Oh, I love George Michael.
It's good.
It's good.
It's good looking. Good looking man.
He's a good looking man.
Yeah.
Okay, we're done with that conversation. No, I'm just kidding.
Topher, close your ears.
Yeah. He ain't no Gerard Butler. But anyway.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. So that's
from a mostly asexual. Although, I think that gives me a unique perspective on
what being asexual.
Yeah, I mean,
kind of non-sexual person.
Yeah, non-sexual, looking at the attractiveness of humans generally, because there's not much difference to me one way or another by gender.
Yeah,
I mean, there is slightly, but I
can appreciate a good-looking man.
Yeah, Ewan McGregor, Gerard Butler, George Michael, of course. I mean, yeah, those are very good-looking humans.
George Clooney, Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I'm not big on Brad Pitt.
No.
Yeah, he's overrated. And he's a terrible fucking actor.
Oh.
Okay, did you guys watch the Golden Globes?
No. I was busy.
Oh, well, first of all, don't. Ricky Gervais had a couple good digs.
Yeah.
But
he always does.
I know.
He can be brutal, though.
I heard Matt Damon, but fucking Revenant.
Yeah,
he finally won.
Well, he's had Golden Globes before. It's the Oscars.
Oh yeah, it's Oscar. He hasn't won.
Are you talking about DiCaprio?
Yeah,
DiCaprio's never won an Oscar. Like, everybody keeps putting the meme out. It's like, he almost died making this movie. What the fuck does he need to do to get an award?
I saw the meme that was like, do you think in 30 years someone's going to play the life of Leonardo DiCaprio and win an Oscar for it?
But yeah, one of my favorite digs that Ricky Gervais said that he was introducing Matt Damon.
Okay,
Matt Damon.
I think I did see this.
But he said Matt Damon, the only person that Ben Affleck hasn't cheated on.
Yeah.
Oh wow, nice.
Oh. Snap.
Well, then he made the joke too, where he's like, "Oh, he did that great comedy called The Martian."
Oh yeah, they pegged it as a comedy.
What?
Well,
yeah,
that was the category.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Did they?
Yes, it really was.
So that's why he made that joke?
Yes.
That wasn't a comedy?
Well, the reason the International Film Society of I don't know.
Well, the way I understand, you got to submit your film into categories.
But they put it in comedy, and after watching it, my wife and I watched it, and we thought, oh, I know why they did that, and sure enough, it came true. The Martian was such a great movie, critically and otherwise.
It had different realms.
But Revenant was also up.
Yeah.
They couldn't put them against each other.
No.
So they put it, even Ridley Scott got up and said comedy, because he won for Best Director. In the comedy. It was up against Spy. It was up against. Come on.
I see.
But they wanted to give those to him, to Matt Damon.
They wanted an award for the movie.
But Revenant, clearly.
I haven't seen it. We were going to go see it over the weekend and got busy.
I saw The Martian, but I haven't seen Revenant yet. Yeah. I was going to watch it the other night at home, but I decided to wait because I might want to see it in theater.
Because I have the screener.
Yes.
Yes. That's how.
So which website do you use?
Yeah, exactly. My brother-in-law just told me one. Or let me.
It's crazy easy. I noticed the other day, like I'm looking for movie titles. I'm updating. I have a data. I'm a fucking dork, right? So I have a lot of movies, and I have a little database that I've made for my movies, and I'm updating it with fucking information from like IMDb and stuff. So I'll Google the name of a movie to find the year that it was made, whatever, and I just lost what I was going to fucking say with
the train has derailed.
You find websites that are playing the movie?
Oh, well, yeah, so I just type in thank you very much. I just type in the name of a movie, and like a laundry list of websites come up, like, watch the full version of the movie, and I'm like, well, that seems weird, and I'll click on it, and it's like, it's the full version of the movie in English.
I watched The Hateful Eight before it was in theatrical release.
Well, But did you torrent it? I mean, this is just like...
No, it was
streaming.
Streaming on the internet.
Wow. It's crazy times, man.
I know.
Back to my parents really, really fast. Since I came out to my parents, they've really taken to heart a lot of things that I've said. Like, man, he's got a lot of good points, and we never thought of it that way, and we don't look into it this way. Number one, they're becoming more and more liberal, thanks to my wife.
Yay!
Yep.
And my mom has now reached a point. She's gonna be mad at me if I said anything.
She doesn't listen to this.
She won't listen.
Nobody's
to this.
listening.
She
to
might
this.
now.
It's just us four and Topher.
There you go. And my wife making hash marks on a board saying "ass kick one." Ass.
I'll
go easy on him.
It's like check.
No, she's not a bitch. I promise.
She makes me say that.
Yeah, she made me say that. She just texted me. I lost my train of thought. Just like Dan. Since this revelation of the church coming out with the gay stuff, that hit my mom hard. Yeah, I mean, it hit her.
A lot of people hard.
Oh yeah,
like
my
this
true believing
is bullshit.
My true believing Supermo family members, some of them were questioning it openly on Facebook, and I was like, "Wow,
so that's huge.
This is a big fucking deal."
Yeah,
yep.
This is shaking the true believing members of the church.
Yeah, and the best part about it, I don't even have to say anything. They did it to themselves.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's like, what can we do to be dickheads today? Oh, I know. Let's alienate 3/4 of our.
Let's pick on children.
Yeah.
They can't defend themselves.
And all of a sudden, the members grew a conscience.
Yeah. Oh, good grief.
Well, only some. I mean, they're still fortifying a core group of TBMs that are unquestioning, sort of mindless soldiers.
It's a purity check.
Hopefully it'll turn out like the Church of England, because I saw something the other day that said that like 92% of the people have dropped out of the Church of England.
Yeah, but that's because there's no competition for that. I mean, it's the state religion.
Well, yeah,
it's a different climate.
Mormonism's kind of the state religion here.
Yeah, but state in terms of
Utah state,
federally funded government.
Yeah, but we're
England.
not. I mean,
here there's plenty of competition. I mean, it's not just.
I don't think it's really a state religion. It's not like we're putting it on badges of
I know.
firefighters.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that was a great little segue.
Yeah, I tried, Dan.
So should we move on to some newsy stuffs?
Yeah.
I mean,
we got
time to shut Jeff up for a few minutes.
We got about 20 minutes left.
Sorry, guys.
No, you're fine, man. This has been awesome.
We interrupt this broadcast, bring you this important bulletin.
So you may, by the time you listen to this, you may have seen news reportings of me being on the news again.
Woohoo!
And so I was at work today and saw that I had a call come in while I was in a meeting, with sitting next to Dampf. So I get a call and I send it to voicemail and I listen to it later, and this is the voicemail that I've got.
Hi, Dan. This is Lauren calling from Fox 13. Giving you a call because wanting to get possibly some comments from Atheists of Utah about what you guys think about. So the Provo Police Department got all these new badges, like $85 a badge, and apparently these new badges have the Provo Temple displayed on them front and center, like the whole badge is the new Provo Temple. So kind of an interesting thing. Just give me a call back. We can talk a little bit more about it.
I'm gonna fade that out before she gives out her phone number.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I gotta see a phone number, and I'm like, I'm gonna fade that out before the phone number comes in.
We don't want to send the nice reporter's phone number out to everybody.
What I think is funny is when you put that up there, I thought the reason why they called you was because you're the regional director for American Atheists.
Yeah.
But there they are still referencing you as Atheists of Utah.
Yeah, I'm sure that my contact information is just
still on their books,
floating around out there.
Or the reputation is still floating.
Mm-hmm. Possibly, yeah. But I made sure to correct that when they did the actual story. So,
okay.
So I get that message. We play phone tag back and forth a little bit. She calls and leaves another message, and apparently this is like a story that just developed over today. Like nobody really knew about it. I'm not sure how she was alerted to it. I'm guessing someone in Provo contacted the radio or the television station like, what the fuck is going on here? Could you guys go and check this out? So she contacted me. We play phone tag. talk to her again. She talks about, and while I'm on the phone with her, you know, I'm making some very good points. I was speaking as if she was recording the call and was going to use this in her story. And so I go through all of this, and she was wonderful to speak with. Great, you know, very, very friendly, very professional. Gave me some information, and as she received more information, would update me with it. So it's not actually the police badges, it's the fire department badges.
And since they can't see the badge, just so they know, the temple on the badge takes up
it's the whole badge.
It takes up a good 75 to 80% of the badge.
Yeah.
Here's what I thought when I saw it. If you were to think of Parks and Rec and what Pawnee did and all the ridiculous things that they printed out, extremely large and gaudy, that's what this badge is.
If there was a church dedicated to Little Sebastian,
yes,
and then they put
that's going to make my son
full
so
Little Sebastian on this badge, that's what this is.
It almost looks like a joke.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we play phone tag back and forth. She updates me with more information as it comes in. You know, I'm at work. I try to talk to her. You know, I listen to the message on break. Try giving her a call back, get her voicemail, leave a message. She calls me back before lunch. I go to lunch, call her again. We speak for a little bit, and then it's trying to arrange. You know, as I said, I was talking to her on the phone like she was recording this and was going to use it in her reporting. And we finish up our conversation. She's like, okay, well, yeah, I'd love to get you on camera, and can I send a crew out and talk to you? And I was like, okay, sure. I'm not sure when you needed to release the story or when you were planning to go live with it or anything, but I'm at my day job today in Ogden.
You caught me on the 1 day a week I work.
She's like, well, we can send a film crew out. You know, we can do it, you know, away from whatever building where you're working or whatever, so it, you know, you can keep your employer anonymous or out of the picture or whatever. And I'm like, well, yeah, I don't think even that would be really good.
Since at work.
And I said, you know, there's a park next to the building. I don't know the address of the park, or I don't even know if it's a name. I think it's just like a little area for the apartment complex that's next to the building where I work. And I said, you know, I work in Ogden. I'm a federal employee for the IRS, and you know, I'm kind of stammering over. She's like, yeah, we should probably figure out something else. And I was like, okay, well, yeah. I mean, I could just meet you guys somewhere. You know, I'll take a break and can meet you somewhere for a quick interview or whatever. And she's like, okay, well, do you get texts on your phone? I'll keep you updated, and, you know, I'll contact the crew and have somebody, you know, I'll figure out when they can get up there to you. And she's like, do you text on your phone? And I said, yeah. She's like, okay, well, that'll be fine. So I start walking toward the building, get in through the first, you know, set of doors, waiting to badge in through security to get into the building, and my phone rings again. So I answer it there in the secure area, and she's like, oh yeah, hey, this is Lauren again from Fox 13. Just wanted to call and let you know, we could have a film crew out there. Is 3:00 good? And I look at my watch and it's like, 5 to 2, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I could take my break around then, I guess. And then she's like, okay, where would you like to meet? And I'm like, well, and the whole time I thought, okay, well, I'll contact somebody on the board of Atheists of Utah, see if they're available.
Yeah.
I didn't even have time. Like,
I wasn't doing anything.
We played
today.
phone tag back and forth, and then, she called me as I was going back into the building, and I'm like, I have some time I can just take off. I'll just head home. I can meet you there, send the film crew there. Okay, well, could you do that at 3? And I'm like, that's like, it would take me from now until then to get home. Yeah, okay, sure. So I go into work, take my jacket off, go over to my boss's office, and I'm like, hey, you mind if I just cut out for the rest of the day? He's like, oh, yeah, sure, that's fine. Everything okay? You doing all right? And I'm like, yeah, it's just there's the news wants to interview me about a thing, and he's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead, take off. I was like, okay, cool, thanks. So, grabbed all my shit, got in the car, boogied home, and right about the time I got off the exit, I get a text message from Tracy. Fox 13 is sitting out in front of the house. And of course I had sent her a text message before.
Saying, hey, they're...
Just letting her know, hey, they're going to be coming. And so he sat out there for like 5 minutes as I was still driving to the house and pulled into the driveway, grabbed my laptop and bag and all my shit and, you know.
They chased you into the house.
Unpacking the car. He's like, hey, you Dan Ellis? I'm like, yeah. Go to the front door and I'll walk around and let you in. Lay all my shit down. You know, it was, where do you want to do it? Here would be great. Great. He sets up the camera, throw the mic on, sit down, and yeah, I was a little out of breath, a little tired, but so they did the story. I'm glad they cut out a bit of the interview, and when I said it, I thought, God damn it, Matt's gonna give me a hard fucking time about that because the cameraman asked me a question. It was, you know, what do you think about this or something, and I went on this little spiel, and I said, you know, the thing that really sticks in my craw, and as soon as I said it, I was like, God damn it, you are gold.
You are gonna love my opinion piece that I wrote for tonight. I did it in honor of you.
So I was like, shit, Matt's gonna give me a hard fucking time about it. So anyway, yeah. But it was, yeah, so they came and did the story. They aired it at 5:30-ish.
Yeah.
I'll post a link.
About that
I'll post a link when they have it available on their website, so you can all check it out.
I'm glad that I'm in your mind like that.
You're glad he's sticking in your craw.
Like as soon as I said it, I was like, fuck.
God damn it!
I
Do
just
not
said
air this.
Sticks in my craw. What the fuck is wrong with me?
That's why they cut it.
This guy's way too young to say something like that. Yeah, but yeah, I was thinking of you when I said it and felt stupid.
Thanks, man.
I'm glad they didn't include it, at least in the 5:30 version of what they aired.
I'm not sure how I feel about being the guy that makes you feel stupid when I'm not around.
You know, and I was hoping that I'd get home in time to like change my shirt.
I think you did a great job, by the way.
Do whatever, and it was just like, no, here you go, here's the microphone. And I was like, okay, well, I'm a fat guy and I'm a little out of breath. I'm just unloading the car.
Let me just say first, what sticks in my craw is
people waiting on my porch.
This is great. Okay,
get off my lawn.
So what you said you got a little something prepared over there?
Yeah, I have a little thing that I wrote up this week.
What's it is?
It's a little news article / opinion piece I wrote called "Helping Jeb Find the Exit Door."
Ooh,
hoo-hoo gold edition.
We should make a segment on the show just called Meow's Corner.
Well, we already had a bit about what matters.
What,
you know,
Craw's Corner. How about that one?
Craw's Corner, yeah. This is a little thing I put together about an article that I found about what's going on in the Jib-Bush campaign.
Jib-Bush?
So there's an awful lot of
fuckery,
my own wording in here, as well as some hoo-hoo gold interspersed. A year ago, when Jeb began his seemingly hopeless presidential run, he notably declared that he was, quote, his own man, hinting at creating distance from the other Bushes. After 12 months of being perpetually disenchanted with his view of the rear ends of nearly every other GOP hopeful, he's gone true Bush by conveniently forgetting his original position. In an attempt to inflate his numbers of his supporters, relatives, and those with deep ties to the Bush family are gearing up to flood Iowa, New Hampshire, South Carolina, and Nevada. The strategy seems unnecessary, remembering the monkey shines orchestrated in Jeb's own state made it clear to at least Al Gore how unimportant the popular vote is for a Bush. This kind of Tommy rot is nothing new to Bush world, as both George H.W. and W. employed the technique in their own campaigns.
Did you say Tommy rot?
Yeah, this is the Hoo Hoo Gold edition.
What is it?
I told you it'd be interspersed. Hussein Cumber, a Bush supporter in Florida, uses inescapable logic to draw support by saying, quote, if you did this for his dad and his brother, you owe it to him, close quote.
Of course, that's how it works.
Despite all the flapdoodling from Jeb's yokels.
Jesus Christ.
Don't drink while he's reading this.
One can't help but think it's too little too late for this run. As we now know, low poll numbers and lack of voter support hasn't stopped any Bush before, and such regular use of jiggery-pokery in their campaigns suggests that they don't understand the pesky, quote, building public support part of becoming president. We are talking about C students, after all. A question looms, however, since the GOP leaders have been Trump, Carson, Cruz, and Rubio, suggesting that even Republicans don't want another Bush. Jeb's rather pathetic last-ditch effort to now embrace the ever more reviled Bush family would only do more damage to his floundering campaign. Despite the potential for negative effects, Jeb's supporters plan to bushwhack their way from Florida to South Carolina, where they can activate their completely unique plan of getting the word out by knocking on doors. Missionary Republicans bothering people at home to ask if they've heard the good word about Jebus is not just humbuggery, it's their master plan for taking over the bid for nominee. They'll be part of Jeb's flannel tank top NRA bandana wearing group of 600 previous campaign alumni Floridians. You may be justified in being skeptical about all of this taradiddle being able to turn around his campaign in under 12 months, but in 1988, friends of the Bushes from Miami swarmed New Hampshire to help George H.W. bounce back from the third-place position in Iowa. The brilliantly nicknamed Orange Army brought crates of citrus fruit with them to hand out to voters as they went door to door, proving once and for all that some Republicans do remember snacks. In 2000, similar trips were made by other Floridians, presumably in the currently between jobs segment of the population, who had the time to go all the way to New Hampshire and were called freezin' for a reason, and to South Carolina as door-to-door to settle the score. The Bushes will forever be known for their cleverness.
I don't think so. I think you are wrong in that, sir.
Jeb recalls that, quote, "It was pretty crazy," referring to the volunteers involved in the aforementioned comedy routine, many of whom had never been in cold weather before. But of course, Jeb is absolutely correct. That really is a wild memory that we can all appreciate, and was clearly the only noteworthy takeaway from the experience. Jeb and his merry band of swamp-dwelling bigots repeated trips to New Hampshire for Daddy Bush in 1992, who lost the primary, and in 2000 to help Brother Bush, who lost in New Hampshire, and to South Carolina for W, where he won. So if you're not doing the math here, the clever and hilarious comedy routine adventures in Yankee Land have netted a total of 33% victory for a combined two people who aren't Jeb. In New Hampshire, Jeb made an attempt to address voters' concerns about yet another Bush bid by saying he's commonly asked if he's like his father or his brother, and that he's noticed there is a, quote, real fascination about that. The fact that Jeb doesn't recognize which parts of his family's policies to distance himself from is exactly the problem. Furthermore, Jeb's plan to run...
There's a real fascination about that.
Yeah. Furthermore, Jeb's plan to run as his own man by begging Daddy and Big Brother for help inflating his position in the race in states he currently doesn't carry demonstrates why his fiddle-faddle campaign is doomed to fail. Comedy genius he'll have to remain because he won't be president in 2016.
Yay. Yeah, he's... Well, like I said, he has seemed for weeks now, possibly months, to just... He doesn't want to run. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to be running. He doesn't want to win. He
doesn't want to be within 100 yards of Donald Trump.
Oh man, yeah.
He hates that guy.
The look. I mean, politicians, most of them have a pretty good acting face, but
yeah,
that man, I've never seen more hatred flow from the pores of a human being. Than
he really does not like him.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's fun to watch them on stage. So. Next week, or actually this week, so in 2 days, there's the Republican debate.
Yeah.
And on Sunday, there is the Democratic debate. We'll be getting together on Tuesday to talk about shit and stuff. Do we want to cover which debate?
Good question.
Should we leave it up to the listeners?
I would say Republican.
We can leave it up to the listeners, and if they don't vote on a show to do, we'll just wait until we get to the big stage.
Anybody who's listening to this show already likes Bernie, or they don't know what they're talking about, and so they're gonna want to hear us shit all over the Republicans.
That's true. I mean, I plan to watch both of them before the show.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know how much brain left I have for a GOP debate.
And if the listeners
I hate Ted Cruz so much.
Yeah.
If the listeners don't choose the Republican debate for next time, then you can go over the discography of Nickelback.
Ooh, yeah. That would be amazing.
And can we agree that, I mean, if we do the Republican debate, can we agree to not do the undercard?
Oh,
again?
yeah, sure.
Oh, definitely, yeah. We've cut that with the last two, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's just...
Well, now it's going to have Samwise Ranji or whatever in it, too, right? Is he protesting the kiddie table position?
I don't know. I don't even know if they've announced yet who is going to be in what.
I think Rand dropped, though, didn't he? Rand
Let's
Paul?
see.
I believe he did.
I thought he was still in.
No, I think
he dropped to the
polls
kiddie
dropped?
table.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think they wanted to drop him, and he was having a fit about it.
And if you're having a hard time listening to the whole Republican debate, just listen to the sound clips of the Al-Qaeda.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, that'll just...
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Well, you know, the funny thing is, if I was running the news organization that was scheduled to hold the debate, and Rand Paul was freaking out about being moved to the kiddie table, it would be one phone call. You say, "Hey, the market will settle it.
Yeah.
The market will sort it out. Aren't you a libertarian? Shut up."
Wait, so I'm looking at this here.
Whoa.
I really thought that would do better.
No, I'm sorry. I wasn't. I was looking at the names here for the. Wow. Okay.
I
so
see.
I'm reading this and I'm like, okay, I just want to make sure I've got this straight. So apparently,
I didn't take a double take too.
For the undercard debate that is supposed to happen at 6 p.m. I'm guessing these are Eastern times. Originally slated was Rand Paul, Carly Fiorina, Mike Huckabee, Rick Santorum. But in looking at this website, Paul's last name is scratched out, and then in parentheses at the end of it, it says, Rand Paul has stated he will not attend the undercard debate.
Mm-hmm. Was,
What is he, a Utah Republican? You just don't have to show up to debates?
Yeah.
Fuck you guys. If I can't be on the big table, I'm not even going to come, Mom.
I didn't
But
realize...
it's kind of amazing because Christie, Bush, and Kasich all made the main event.
I
Yeah,
thought
so-
Carly would be in the main event still.
Yeah, so the main event will be Trump, Cruz, Rubio, Carson, Christie, Bush, and Kasich.
Wow.
Wasn't Paul ahead of Bush by a little bit?
I mean,
surely he's ahead of Kasich, right?
Well, especially
I would have
Kasich.
guessed so, yeah, but apparently not so much.
Here's the problem.
I thought he was...
Out of all the Republicans running, the only one that ever makes sense on stage is Rand Paul, I think.
Oh, you mean that makes some point besides being a fucking raving lunatic?
He's
that you don't disagree with 100% of the time.
exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
he makes good
Kasich or
points, and
Paul.
he even attacks the Republicans at times.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? How are you a Republican? How are you a conservative when you're espousing this?
Yeah, either Kasich or Paul. Those are the only two that every once in a while I'm like, okay, I could take that point.
It's the only ones that don't make me want to pull my hair out.
Yeah,
And that wasn't a bald joke.
Ryan.
Oh, you just had to make sure we weren't talking about you.
Hey, if it was a fat joke, it would have been me, okay? It was a bald joke, so...
Well,
yeah, I mean,
I've just
all
embraced
of
the
those
baldness
other-
for the past month. I'm like, well, fuck it. I'm just going to keep shaving it.
You look distinguished.
And you're
It
happy
looks-
about it.
Yeah, I think
futuristic, you're streamlined, you're aerodynamic.
You remind me
I
of
could die.
You
Tron.
could swim
Very
like
modern.
nobody's fucking business.
And I get carded again at the liquor store.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you really?
Wow.
I even told the guy last time I was in there, I'm like, you know what?
Is that a thing? Like, people think if I shave my head, I'll look older and I won't be carded? Or?
No, I look younger because I don't have a receding hairline shooting back. So I told the guy, I'm like, yeah, whenever I have like my hair out a little bit, I don't get carded. I said, when I had a big bushy mustache, I won't get carded. When I'm clean shaven and have a shaved head, I get carded every time.
It's to report back to the bishop, that's why.
Oh. Well, I didn't know
You look
Nazis.
like you're headed for the temple.
Yep.
Do I really?
Yeah.
I should just
A little bit.
I should just look shitty bald then.
I hope they call me on a mission.
You need, well, see, because you don't have any tattoos displayed.
Well, yeah, when I roll my
you
sleeves
got the
up.
long, yeah, you got the long sleeves.
long
on.
sleeves. When I roll my sleeves up, I got my whole right arm is almost completely covered.
Yeah, see, and
trees.
most
tree, and then I got the soldier's cross. And
Oh, wow. So I noticed today Wow! Wow!
Whoa!
Wow! Today, guess what, guys?
What happened?
When I was out at lunch today, oh my gosh, it was amazing.
You sound like a fucking Nickelodeon cartoon.
Like, oh my God.
Just say, I don't know. I want to see the slime come down.
I don't know. No, when I was headed back to work, I noticed that the weird, new agey Christian rock church.
Oh, that Salt Rock?
Yeah, it closed. It closed. It is out of business.
No.
Oh, did they just move?
Yeah.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
I actually have a friend who knows who goes to that church, and his friends.
Christianity reimagined.
And his friends with the owner.
Again.
Yeah.
Right.
He has that He had that location on 12th Street.
Uh-huh.
He's also got one on 1900, and he's got one in Salt Lake.
Oh, jeez. Are they expanding or contracting?
It's like a Starbucks.
Ew, gross. I kind of imagine that place as being a bit of a springboard, though, for people to just get out of religion entirely. Like,
well,
I couldn't drink coffee and listen to rock music at church when I was a Mormon, and now I can, but this is still fucking weird and bullshit. So.
The guy who runs the church he did my buddy's wedding.
Yeah,
he's
was he the DJ or
no? He was the guy that
because with the Rock Church, I just assumed he was like the band that came.
Yeah. No. So he's like, this season of South Park when like the PC bro dude.
Yeah.
He reminded me of him.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, bro, man, I'm so for God.
Are you down
I love
with
God,
Jesus,
man.
bro?
God's
That's
so
amazing.
fucking cool, man. Like, dude, I'm so a bro for God.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched.
I wear affliction shirts, and I'm such a bro for God.
Yeah. Back to Nickelback now, huh?
Exactly. A God bro. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's disappointing. I was thinking that they had just closed.
Yeah.
And like years ago, it was probably 3 years ago, I took a picture of their sign because it was Christianity reimagined, and I was like, how can they not see the problem with this sign? Like, it's not Christianity rebooted or Christianity refreshed. It's Christianity reimagined. Well, like it was imagined in the first place. We've reimagined it.
Actually, talking with the guy who runs the church, I guess the whole idea for the name for it, that Salt Rock Cafe or whatever they call it, was because they started.
Lot's wife. They're celebrating God turning some woman into a pillar of salt.
No, there were a bunch of younger guys that used to get together in Salt Lake at a coffee shop to discuss religion.
Talk about Jesus,
so
man.
they would
rocks!
Yeah, so they started off,
and then they're like, so what do you have? What are your hobbies? Well, I play the drums. No way, I play the guitar.
Oh my gosh, I play the keyboard.
Guys, this is awesome.
Would
Rock
you like
and
to blow
roll
Jesus?
reimagined.
I would like to blow Jesus.
I would so suck Jesus' cock.
Yeah. But not
like so hard, bro.
Now, speaking of salty,
I'm gonna cut that clip out and fucking share it everywhere.
Good thing I used a voice that wasn't exactly mine.
Not only about reimagined, though. I mean, Ryan's comments aside.
Comments? Is that what you said? Did you say comments?
What did you say?
No, but you were thinking.
What did you say? I can't hear you. I have an ear infection.
His comments.
I don't know who said that.
Reimagined, but it's also sort of a tacit admission that the word is not eternal. That it can even be reimagined.
Yeah.
That it could change, that it could be different, reinterpreted.
And the implications of the reimagined word, I mean, if you're someone that truly believes, Christianity, this, that, and you come upon a sign and say, reimagined, I mean, are you just so shaky that you're like, well, that makes sense?
Right.
My convictions aren't solid, but, they've reimagined it, so now I can put a square peg in a circle hole,
right?
Just because it's reimagined.
Yeah, it's kind of like sort of a Disney feel to it.
I think the reason why they do it though is because if you have a shop and you've been running it for like 5 generations and you don't change shit, that shop's going to be shut down because you're not adapting to the new way things are done. So these guys are like, well, hey, that old style of running the church isn't working so well. We're not getting new business in. We need to find a way to get new business in that people will like to go to.
Yeah, those stuffy guys who aren't loud and don't jump around and play the guitar, they're so yesterday, bro. Like, Jesus doesn't want that stuff anymore.
Yeah,
so
we love his cock. But I mean, doesn't that also beg the question, though, about why an all-knowing God would send his son with the true word 2,000 fucking years ago?
Why didn't he give him a fucking Les Paul? A guitar.
I've only heard it as Les Paul, but Les Paul works too. I guess if you're
lesbian Paul.
Yeah, give him a lesbian. I mean, it is his second coming.
It is.
Bum. You know,
you guys are terrible.
Another thing I've noticed about all the.
Okay, no more Jesus jokes.
No.
Dan's in the room.
Dan's going on.
I forgot about that.
How many of these religions, and you guys may have talked about this before, how many diametrically opposed religions, my God is better than your God, are teaming up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're just, it's insane. It may have been
They've
the podcast I heard
recognized
it on.
a common enemy in secular and atheist groups.
Which is no money.
It's no longer like, oh, you're Lutheran, broke. I'm Catholic, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, no, I know it's been brought up on the show at least once or twice about the fact that I consider that to be progress in that Catholics and Protestants are teaming up against atheism because there's a common enemy. You know, there's a reason
and
to
it's the Festivus pole.
Right.
That's the
there's a reason to be fighting
Festivus
against
pole right here.
Oh, I hate his face.
Oh my gosh.
I hate his face.
I'm just going through our stories here to decide which ones we want to
you know, I hate to be, no, I don't hate to be that person.
Well,
whenever I see him,
Ted Cruz?
Yeah, it reminds me of like the stories when I hear kids talk about being molested by old priests.
I know, right?
Like that dude totally did it.
I'm trying to be a little bit of the clock runner tonight, trying to keep track of time.
Was that when we started the show, or just
that's when we started the show?
Okay.
So
okay,
so we have another 2 hours, is what you're telling me?
Yes. No, that's not counting down. That's counting up.
Oh, okay. I got you. Well,
we can hit a news article here. I mean, we've been going a little longer lately, anyways, because I've been the horrible timekeeper.
So, we've got
so much shit. Fuck.
Ben Carson calling LGBT people and what they do abnormal, and that they shouldn't get extra
from a guy
rights.
who studies brains. Oh wait, have you seen? Do you watch the Daily Show with Trevor Noah?
Yeah.
Have you seen?
I don't watch all of them.
Have you seen his Ben Carson one?
He's done a few Ben Carsons.
It's pretty amazing. The one where he talks about how Ben Carson's a zombie.
His gun one was pretty awesome.
This is so funny.
I didn't see that one. We've got a dejected Mike Huckabee is now just burning bridges with the religious right.
Is he?
Hillary Clinton.
Whoa.
Yeah, she looks hot there.
Is on the attack as polls show Sanders winning in both Iowa and New Hampshire.
And on that particular one, I know the listeners can't see her, but Bill has gotten that look so many times in his life.
Oh,
like,
boy.
You told me to cook what?
What was found on the blue dress?
You did what now?
You smoked that thing.
What happened to the cigar?
You went through that whole box of cigars?
The humidor broke and your solution was what? We have Ted Cruz. I like this one. The title for this video is Ted Cruz owns a reporter in Beaumont, Texas on question about gay marriage.
Flag.
I watched the video and I was like, it's not exactly what happened here.
All right, let's do that one then.
Yeah, let's play this fucking
Okay.
piece of shit. God, I hate this guy's face
I know.
so much.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now.
Everybody listen to me.
Well, I don't know who I just did. That was more of a Rand Paul, wasn't it?
It was
Ron
actually,
Paul.
Yeah, Ron Paul.
Ross Perot.
I was going to say probably
There you
even
go.
further back. Ross Perot.
Going with the years.
See what Cruisophile has to say here.
Do you have a
Pedophile
personal
crucifix.
animosity against gay Americans?
But let me ask a question.
So did you hear the question there?
No, I just hate him so much. Why don't his top teeth ever show?
So you have to listen to the question here because the question is key. And it's real quick here at the beginning.
Do you have a personal animosity against gay Americans?
So do you have a personal animosity against gay Americans? And listen to how he answers this.
Yeah, it should be no.
Americans.
But let me ask a question. Is there something about the left, and I'm going to put the media in this category, that's obsessed with sex?
Fuck
What?
you!
Wow.
Fuck you, buddy. He asked you about gay Americans, not about
sex.
people sticking parts wherever. He asked you about someone's personal sexual orientation, not what they do, not how they have sex. You are the one who's reading fucking sex into this, you stupid dick.
Yep. Not only that, but religions are absolutely obsessed with sex.
He pisses me off so fucking much in this because it's like, no, that's not what the guy asked. He asked if you have animosity against gay people, and you turn it into fucking sex and then say that the other people are the ones who are obsessed about it. That wasn't the fucking question.
A gay person can live a completely celibate life.
You are absolutely. You are the one who brought sex into this, not the guy who asked you the goddamned question.
Why is it that the only question you want to ask concerns homosexuals? Okay, you can ask those questions over and over and over again. I recognize that you're reading questions from MSNBC.
And I'm still not going to answer it. I'm not going to answer your question. I'm just going to be a fucking dick about it the whole time.
No, you're wincing. You don't want to talk
because
about
he doesn't want to say what his real answer is because he knows it's going to cost him votes.
Yeah, and he's a guy that vilifies a whole section of society who treats him as less than.
Yeah.
Wincing, you don't want to talk about foreign policy. I recognize you want to ask another question about gay rights. Well, you know, ISIS is executing homosexuals. You want to talk about gay rights? This week was a very bad week for gay rights.
Yeah.
You think I'm bad? ISIS kills them.
Yep. I'm going to bring ISIS here to kill them for you.
The expansion of ISIS, the expansion of radical theocratic Islamic.
Radical theocratic Islamic. If it were Christian, that'd be a different story.
He's a radical Christian theocrat.
I'm gonna cross subjects and tie it back into this really fast.
Okay.
So when Obama said this whole thing about guns, everybody's like, "Why isn't he going after ISIS?" Every time anybody does anything, like, "Well, why don't we do anything about ISIS? Why don't we do anything about ISIS?" It seems to be their fucking go-to argument of being like this. He's like, "Well, gay marriage. Well, what about ISIS?" It's like, that's not our fucking... ISIS is over there. This is the problem.
How do you feel about
here
homosexuals
in our
and gay marriage?
Country.
You know that we have hurricanes.
Yeah.
We haven't fixed hurricanes yet.
Yeah.
Why are you asking me about sex? We have hurricanes.
Yeah.
His answer to the question should be that conference they attended with that crazy guy.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck is his name?
Swanson.
Swanson.
Yeah.
Zealots that crucify Christians, that behead children, and that murder homosexuals, that ought to be concerning you far more than asking 6 questions all on the same topic.
Maybe if you would answer the fucking question.
Because this is a topic going on in fucking America.
I don't give a shit about that anyway, because the fact is we already know how he feels, and all of that shit, this stuff, this question right here, it doesn't matter where he got it, MSNBC, Fox, it doesn't fucking matter. This is stuff happening right here, and if you want to make a bid for the presidency, you better goddamn well answer it, because we want to know what you think, because we happen to like gay people here.
It's all on the same topic.
Do you have a personal animosity against gay Americans?
Do you have a personal animosity against Christians, sir?
Yes.
He still won't answer the fucking question.
Yes, I do.
Christians aren't being persecuted against.
I don't have an animosity against Christians in general. I have an animosity. I have an animosity against fucking theocratic assholes like this guy.
Yeah, no, I mean that's right.
Your line of questioning is highly curious. You seem fixated on a particular subject. Look, I'm a Christian.
Because
Scripture
you won't
commands
talk
us
about
to love everybody. And what I have been talking about.
So Jesus taught us to love everybody, and the way I think we ought to do that is to deny them some basic human rights.
Yeah. And so for me, right there, answering a political question with Scripture, okay, you're disqualified.
Yeah, you're done.
All right, next, you're done.
Yeah.
You put God's law above, and he said as much. You put God's law above the Constitution, you're fucking done. You're disqualified. You don't get to be president until you can figure out your fucking brain.
To love everybody. And what I have been talking about with respect to same-sex marriage is the Constitution, which is what we should all be focused on.
What does it say?
The Constitution gives marriage to elected state legislatures. It doesn't give the power of marriage to a president or to an unelected judges to tear down the decisions enacted by democratically elected state legislatures.
Well,
I think he means legislators.
Yeah.
Not legislatures, whatever the fuck that word is.
I actually saw someone who eloquently broke the whole thing down about the whole fucking states' right issue thing, being like, well, Yeah, states have the right to rule on things that the federal government does not rule on. But according to the 14th Amendment, the federal government says everyone has the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and to basically, you can't discriminate against them.
Yeah.
Federally, you cannot say one person can have something and another person can't.
Unless you're running for president.
Yes.
Then you can tell them.
Yeah. I mean, and all of that's good. And those arguments are nice to have, but ultimately, if you're Ted Cruz or Carson or whoever, why does it matter if another citizen gets to do this or doesn't? Right?
Yeah.
Why does it matter to you
at all?
What is the point of fighting against this so hard? The point is that they put Scripture above Constitution, and so therefore automatically disqualified until you can graduate elementary school, not in Texas, in any normal modern state, okay, somewhere up north, then you can make a bid. But I mean, until then, you obviously are disqualified. I mean, this is insanity.
You know, and it boils down when I ran for when I was doing the caucus discussions, I had someone ask me about NAFTA. Said, there is no possible way anything that I could do could affect NAFTA.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Zero. But the thing, it energized everybody in there because the Mexicans. Right. And, you know, you're South County, Utah County.
Yeah.
You bring that up, and it's the same exact damn thing with these guys. It's not like anything could be done. They're not going to repeal a constitutional, right to get married.
Yeah, no.
But as long as you keep people fucking insane about things that don't matter, they're not going to. They're say, "Now wait a minute. What do you mean the IRS code or international treaties?" And it's just stupid.
Yeah, it's nonsense.
It's all dog whistles and red meat for the mass.
Woohoo, go! yeah, it's a bunch of flapdoodling.
I was just helping the sheep over the fence.
Jiggery pokery.
A bunch of jiggery pokery. Yep.
One of my favorite comments I like seeing people post, though, with the whole gay marriage thing, though, is when someone's going off on it and someone just posts back, like on KSL comment board. I see it quite a bit. But I love the comment when someone else comes in there and posts, "Now explain to me exactly how gay marriage has destroyed your life since it's been legalized."
Yeah.
Right.
Or how it has affected you in the slightest.
In any way?
Right.
I mean, because you were claiming it was going to destroy your lifestyle and the world was going to go to hell. Please tell me how that's happened now.
Oh did your heterosexual marriage end in divorce because of this, or were you forced to get married to a same-sex individual because of this? If both those answers are no, shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah, it just that
and everybody has a no answer to both of those. By the way,
and people that like to say "live and let live"
doesn't matter.
Well, why don't you practice that now?
Well, in that clip from
"Live
Cruz,
and Let Jesus" is what it is. Though.
It was the title of the video that I was like, oh, Ted Cruz said something smart. Well, I should investigate this. He was able to shut somebody down. And I still don't understand the disconnect. Like, how does this person think that Ted Cruz won that conversation at all?
I think Ken Ham posted that.
Yeah.
It just made absolutely no sense to me at all.
Yeah, it's complete dumb fuckery.
So is it that time?
It is.
Yeah, we have so much news we need to get to, though. Like, next week, we really got to hit some news hard.
When we're doing the debate?
Fuck. Fucking goddamn it, get over with Sanders, okay? We're done. Next. Let's do news.
Here's my thought a little bit, and people might not like my thought.
I don't know if Moshe Kasher likes Bernie Sanders, but we'll...
I do, actually.
Oh, okay.
I do.
But hell.
For people who aren't privy to
But would it matter? You can still rant and rave, and I can do the same.
Yeah.
But yes, that's my intention.
But... yeah, Jeff reminds me a bit of Moshe Kasher, a better-looking Moshe Kasher.
I'm qualified as...
You're a damn good-looking man, Mr. Linville.
I'll take that as well.
I'm qualified as 1/3 producer of the show. So,
well, you're good-looking too. I don't. What was the point of that? What were we doing?
No, I was saying
we got lost in your eyes.
Here. I know people like our godless interruptions of the debates.
Oh yeah.
But we keep hearing the same thing over and over and over again from them. Like there's nothing new coming from them. And I really think the only time we're going to get something new and get the controversy really going is when it becomes the debates where we have a Democrat and a Republican on the stage. The actual debates, the debates that come down to matter.
I mean, we can see what people think. I mean, if they, I mean, because we have a lot of people that won't listen to the debates unless we're talking over it.
All they got to do, like literally, all you got to do if you want to know what happens in this coming debate next week, listen to our last interruption show. It's going to be the same exact fucking
That's what you
shit
do.
being
You just
said.
replay the other one. Just record a new opening.
Like literally, you won't know the difference.
All I can say is that
but we've got Kasich on the main stage this time.
True.
Everyone better hope that Bernie wins, because our blood pressure is going to require socialized medicine after this.
I'm just saying that the big debate where it's really going to come down to the actual issues being come out between the two people is going to be when it comes down to having the actual runners on stage debating stuff.
Well, I would still like to hear Hillary give an answer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess the whole thing is like this month. There's 3 fucking Republican debates this month?
Yeah. Let's see. We got one on the 14th, one on the 28th, and one on the 6th of February.
Now, are these is the viewership still up in these? I mean, it's such a repetitious mantra.
They are for the Republican debates, the Democratic debates, because they put them on the weekend.
Yeah.
Do you think it's because of
during
gross curiosity, or people are actually? There's no content.
I don't know. I know the last time I looked, I think was the day before yesterday. Our most popular episodes were Brian Fields, which was not surprising. A GOP debate. I don't know which one. Then Doug Mesner, not surprising. And then another debate. So. Well, out of the top 4, half of them were debates.
I think Jeff was talking about the
actual, like,
the popular, the American.
Yeah, the actual.
Not
the
for
podcast.
The show. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I have no idea.
But the thing you keep seeing
product
is like,
placement, though.
Yeah. Thanks.
It's like in that last video with Ted Cruz. You ask any of the Republicans on stage any question.
Did you say Republicans?
Republicans. You ask any of the Republicans on stage any question, they're not going to answer that question. They're going to say what they want to say.
Yeah.
And that's what we keep seeing.
Well,
they're not actually answering the fucking question.
To be fair, they kind of all do that.
They all do it.
No matter what you ask Bernie, it's all about the top 1% of 1% is getting all.
Getting all Jewy
every time. Yeah, he gets super Jewy.
It's true. I just keep going through my head. I'm like, these are getting so fucking repetitive.
Yeah.
The best content. The best content I've seen. Bernie's had a couple of real good ones on social media. That, less than 30 seconds, but you're damn right. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Way to say it and stick to it.
I mean, I guarantee when it's coming up close to the election, we're really going to be ramping up the stuff on the show dealing with politics way more.
Yeah.
And you can play a clip from freaking 1965, and it's the same damn words coming out.
Bernie, I know. I think the biggest highlight out of all the debates so far that you'd have to go back almost that far to find from any politician was when they were pressing Bernie about the interesting goings on with Hillary's campaign, and they say, "Do you owe her an apology?" He said, "Absolutely, I apologize."
That was in the very
boom
done.
Right away.
That was the very first debate over the emails.
I know, yeah, exactly. But I'm just saying, like.
Well, so I'm looking at the schedule here. So we have a Republican debate on Thursday, Democratic on Sunday. We will be recording next Tuesday. So after those two debates. The next week, so we'll be recording that Tuesday, so we can decide if we're going to cover the debates, do whatever. Mm-hmm. The following week, we're recording on the 26th, which is a Tuesday, and then there's a Republican debate on the 28th.
Yeah.
Which is after our recording for that show, so, we may, I thought, well, maybe we could cover that one. But then I looked at the calendar. We've got Felicia coming on the show.
Yeah.
With us, and I don't think she's going to want to sit through the entire debate.
We got cheese to talk about.
So on the first week in February, we'll have Atheists of Utah President Felicia Entwistle again here in the studio with us.
I love you, Felicia, by the way.
She's pretty awesome. The week after that, we've got David Silverman with us.
Yeah.
So both of those weeks we won't be. I'm really looking forward to that. I've been highlighting, making notes,
I'll bring brownies.
Yeah.
Oh.
What kind of brownies?
I can
Are they
cook.
special?
Well, they'll be made with love.
Oh.
I didn't get to tell my weed story.
That's
for
legal.
another time.
So I'm thinking that if we don't do a debate next week, we just won't for quite some time.
Okay.
So I think next week we have to do
a debate.
We have to do a debate. We'll throw it out there for the listeners to decide which one we're
Which one they're going to do? All right.
Well, and I won't be here, but I'd like to participate, so... There you go. You can use that
I
as
can't believe they said that.
Not again.
Dummies.
What?
Son of a bitch! No! That's not how it fucking works!
So next week...
Perfect. So we can do news then, right? Is that what we'll just cut all of that.
So next week we will be doing a Godless Interruption episode covering one of the debates. We'll probably... Whichever one we don't cover on the show, we'll give a little summary of.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll do the master debate.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm guessing we'll end up doing the Republican one.
Probably.
Yeah,
it's
of
more
course.
exciting.
They're funner to yell at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More beer will be consumed.
Oh, it's...
So,
yeah.
So
God, they're
the
usually
week
like
after that...
5-hour shows.
Yeah.
So the next show will be a debate. The show after that will be news and catching up on shit.
Yeah.
And then the following week will be Felicia. The week after that will be David Silverman.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that. I have secured, with the help of Atheists of Utah and Sarah Kramer helping me, the venue at Salt Lake City Public Library on the 10th. I found out yesterday, received confirmation from X96 that David will be appearing on Radio from Hell on Wednesday prior to his appearance at the library for his book signing and speaking engagement. The day before that, he'll be here in the studio with us, recording an episode of the show. So it'll be some exciting times.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to it.
You just can't get hurt skiing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah,
really affects the golf game.
Well, apparently, Dave's going to be here in town for a while when he comes in. Apparently, he wanted to do some skiing.
When you're coming through Utah, why not?
Yeah, coming through Utah in the winter and you like to ski, fuck.
Take advantage of
Spend
it.
some time here while you're here. Yeah. Anyway, thank you all very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, Jeff. It was a pleasure.
Indeed.
It's been awesome, and then just a little shout out to my wife. I love you very much. Almost 5 years ago, we were married at the Make-A-Wish building.
Oh, cool.
That's where we were married, and I love you more every day.
Yeah, thanks for letting us have him, Jessica and Topher.
Yeah.
And Matt.
And Matthew. And Zach.
And Zach.
And then...
That was adorable.
Yeah, they're awesome. And then if anybody wants to follow me, it's KAL8EL on Twitter. Cal8L. Kaladel.
Awesome.
As in Kal-El. Superman.
I'm not a Superman fan.
That's
Matt doesn't like comic books.
Well,
because he's not 12.
And I mean, not everyone's perfect.
True.
Yeah, people will grow out of it eventually. I understand.
Never.
As always,
actually, that's not totally fair of me to say.
What?
That because I do love me some Bethesda games.
Yeah,
and that's sort of equivalent.
It is.
It's pretty close. There's more showering with comic books, though. Tabletop games. Is that a tabletop game?
Did you say more showering?
Yeah. Not like group showers.
Oh.
I mean,
like reading a comic book in the shower?
No, like people who read comic books tend to have better hygiene than gamers.
There we go.
I was like, you're talking to basically a non-sexual, so I don't care what they draw. I can draw. I could do that if I wanted to. Had many requests. I don't care about that. No, Fallout, Bethesda, Fallout, Dishonored.
Not what I thought it was.
Rage, yeah, all the Bethesda games. Love them.
Okay. As always, you can reach us on Facebook at Godless Rebelution. Facebook.com.
Facebook.com.
It's been a long goddamn day, man.
Facebook.com.
I was up at 5 and drove to Ogden and then back and did the
he had to
news
work
thing.
today. I forgot. Yeah, Dan had to work. He's so tired. He had to work today.
I had to actually get up and shower and get dressed and drive somewhere versus rolling out of bed, throwing on my pajama pants and walking down the hallway.
I've literally worked the last 6 days straight.
Yeah, but you sleep and nap and
that's at real work. Yeah. At unpaid work, I've been actually working
today. that has to. Oh fuck! I should have brought the. Never mind. I'd have to cue it up. It's a whole
anyway,
thing.
you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/GodlessRebelution. You can send us an email at godlessrebelution@gmail.com. You can Twitter our twatter at TGR Podcast. Call or text us at 330-81-REBEL. That's 330-817-3235. Find us on Stitcher, iTunes, and anywhere else where you get your podcasts. Be sure to rate the show. 5 stars would be awesome. I'd really appreciate it. Let your friends know about the show. And send us any show ideas, questions, comments. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
And we may just play your messages or whatever, or read them on the show.
We'll be sure to berate you on...
Keep that in mind. But if we got something wrong, as you heard earlier in the show, I am happy to admit when I'm wrong because it means I've learned something.
I'm not, but I will do it.
And once again, we're steadily approaching episode number 100, so let us know what you might want us to do for it.
That's right. This was 88. We've got 12 more.
They go by quick.
And do I get to pick the extra music?
Sure.
Oh, I forgot to. So it has to fit. It has to fit within something. Well, maybe I could. Do
Okay, I got. How about Joe Walsh, "Life and Illusion"?
Joe Walsh, "Life and Illusion." Okay,
sounds good to me.
I could do that. I was going to do.
Or "Supersonic Rocket Ship" by the Kinks.
I was going to do something Bowie related since.
Or
we lost Mr.
I can't
Bowie
say
this
no
week.
to that.
Yeah, you're kind of fucked.
I am.
Yeah,
I like the Kinks. But...
Yeah,
David Bowie did just die.
Be sure to send me that. We will do it for next week. But
we should do Dance Magic Dance. Did you guys ever watch the Labyrinth? Or am I alone here?
Yeah.
Did you see his last music video released?
What?
Did you see David Bowie's last music video ever released?
Lazarus?
Yeah.
That's eerie as hell.
It is, but I liked it. I watched it like 5 times in a row last night. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Watched it with my son waiting in the car at school today.
It's pretty good.
He's like, Dad, that was cool.
Yeah, David Bowie was a huge part of my life. My daughter loved David Bowie. Loved, I guess. Grew up watching him in Labyrinth.
You can still love him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. But she was crushed. So many people. I mean, he wasn't just a rock star. He was an entertainment icon. I mean,
he was also
he
a
did
pop
music.
star.
He did all kinds of musical genres. Worked with a ton of my favorites. I mean, he's worked with Nine Inch Nails and Trent Reznor and Maynard James Keenan,
Queen,
Mick Jagger and the Stones,
and lastly Alicia Keys.
Yeah, Alicia Keys, who's also very, very awesome.
And he was also a little bit of a social justice warrior within the music industry.
Yeah, he was an actor. He was well ahead of his time and outspoken on so many different social issues.
He was almost from another planet.
Yeah.
In other words, a life on Mars.
Very well done.
I try.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and we will talk at you next week.
Till next time.
But her mommy is yelling no, and her daddy has told her to go. But her friend is nowhere to be seen. Now she walks through her sunken dream to the seat with the clearest view, and she's hooked to the silver screen. But the film is a sad thing for she's lived it 10 times or more. She could spit in the eyes of fools if they ask her to focus on sailors fighting in the dance hall. Oh man, look at those cavemen go. It's the freakiest show. their life on Mars. It's on America's tortured brow that Mickey Mouse has grown up the cow. And now the workers are struck for fame, 'cause Lennon's on sale again. See the mice in their million hordes, from Ibiza to the Norfolk Broads. Rule Britannia is out of bounds, to my mother, my dog and clowns. But the film is a sad thing more, 'cause I wrote it 10 times or more. It's about to be writ again, as I ask you to vote for some